Okay, there, we're alive.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, stream.
Hi, Internet. Because again, there's plenty of you watching immediately. I am sure of it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
let me make sure it's actually gonna start running, because
Oh, it,
it's getting
Oh.
it's getting real choppy.
I hear
it
it.
was
I got
apparently
it here.
stuttering a lot last week
There.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Shadow mentioned that today.
I think there's something up with our inner butts. Um,
Ugh.
yeah. Sorry, I'm just making sure that it's running well enough. And I have everything closed that could fuck with it. Okay, this looks as good as it's gonna get. Hi,
Hey.
Internet. Welcome to another installment of These Jackasses. Um, yeah.
Yup.
Oh, let me get
Your host,
comfortable
the
for the
jackass.
fuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to pick up where we left off last week, the party did quite a lot, actually. They returned from Ravenloft, having successfully fended off the Lich's Shade and the Lich himself, rescuing Strahd.
Who was an asshole.
He was an asshole, yeah.
He was a dick.
Yeah. Uh, you guys learned that he is going to end the werewolf rebellion once and for all. And you're all pretty much okay with that. And eventually, you did convince him to let you take a handful of individuals with you.
We weren't okay with that. We
Basically,
just
okay.
You know what? It's not our problem anymore.
Yeah,
we're
we took
fine
Yeah,
people.
you know.
So much, and yeah.
we cut our losses. We
In-
were like, bye.
In
Okay,
return
bye.
for saving him, though, he did let Laffy read from his tome. She was not able to glean everything she sought to get, and you were not allowed to keep the tome, but, you learned what you needed to, or what you felt like you needed to. Then you returned to Sigil, where you returned to Dromthan, and you found that he and Aurelian have become a power couple, and they started a new shop that is flourishing. From
What
there,
have we done?
yeah, from there you just you spoke to him. You guys spoke amongst yourselves, and you returned to the Adventurers Guild, where you happen upon Chris and Jeremiah, who have become a dynamic duo. Um, and
What have we done?
there's a lot of what have we done's.
Just wait until they reach level 20.
Oh my god.
And you had also saved Julian and three young boys from Ravenloft. And you took them to the Adventurers Guild and let them settle down for the night. And then you guys decided to settle down for the night as well. The next morning, you overheard that a portal was starting to reopen, or starting to open, which is always kind of unusual and gets quite the crowd. And you guys followed the leader of the Sigil Adventurers Guild, Aladash, to where the portal's opening. Um, you recognize it immediately, and it was indeed the portal to your plane reopening. And you guys were debating amongst yourselves, trying to figure out what was going to happen, recalling the words of the Master of Planes, where when this happens, it happens for good. And then Laffy saw a familiar sight on the other side of the portal, and it was the woman who raised her, the woman who kind of ran the roaming half-breed caravan slash moving village that Laffy grew up in. Immediately, she started booking it through the portal. Mist tried to grab her. Laffy lashed out in an attempt to get away, and did successfully make her way out through a seemingly random jolt of some sort that left Mist's arm dead for a few moments. Uh, and Laffy ran through the portal. Ren and Bran chased after her immediately, having to babysit their idiot. And Mist, you jumped in with some reticence in your step, worried that maybe you would not be able to return to this place where, you were happiest.
No, there's so many reasons.
There's a lot of
Many
reasons.
reasons.
So, all that said,
Shit. Fuck.
No.
God,
all
damn
that
it,
said,
Lucky.
you guys pop out of the portal. Seeing this. First and foremost, I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Yeah, of course you do.
1 second, I accidentally closed roll 20.
Oh
You
god,
did it.
there was
It's
battle
plus
music.
Hey,
plus
music.
proficiency, right?
Dex, just Dex.
Just
Dex.
Dex.
Okay.
Unless you have advantage, though.
Yeah, I do have advantage. 16.
Jesus. Mist,
Miss
is
is
so upset.
prepared.
She's just like, fuck all of this right now.
Oh,
I'm
we gotta
mad and
roll.
I'm gonna murder some cow people.
Yeah.
Do we just roll a straight 20 when we
Yep.
Yep.
both? Alright. 12.
Yeah, Bran, re-roll yours, please.
Oh, wait, what happened?
You
So
and
it-
Laffy rolled the same.
Oh.
Okay, so Bran will
boy.
go first here. So we have 19s. Let me go ahead and write this down.
Fuck.
This music sounds very familiar.
Really? Thing? This is fucking useless.
What
Okay, let me
music
just-
is this?
It is from Final Fantasy 11.
That's why I
Oh.
recognize it.
I recognize it from somewhere, even though I haven't played 11.
We have missed.
Music just randomly stopped for me. It was just like, deuces.
We started talking about it and it got shy.
Yeah. Later, fuckers.
How many minotaurs are we talking here? Oh wait, do I need to? Oh, that's the yeah.
I
just
mean,
need
I
to
see
zoom
5
out a
of them.
little. Yeah, no, I just need to zoom out a little because I was all the way zoomed in.
I'm...
Shit, I'm having trouble with initiative and I shouldn't be.
What
Like,
are
I'm
you
just-
having trouble with?
Just thinking.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunate,
Oh.
huh?
Don't think too hard. Don't strain yourself there.
Fuck you.
You need some help, buddy?
Alright. So, you guys pop out of the portal.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Seeing what's a pretty dramatic sight. You see a group of minotaurs pillaging what looks like a village, or a caravan of sorts. There are people running around screaming, being cut down before your eyes, and they are some of the buildings, some of the wagons have been lit aflame, and the minotaurs are hacking away at them. And there are, again, the screams of people. There are blood stains across the ground. You see bodies. And there are a few people in the distance looking like they are fighting, but losing. So yeah, none of the Minotaurs have taken notice of you because you guys have literally popped out of a portal where there was nothing. You look to either side and it's just grass and trees. And you look behind you and you do see the shimmer of the portal still open. You don't see anything on the other side, but you do see this, shimmering tear in the world. But behind it, you guys are basically in a glade surrounded by trees. Mist, it's your turn first.
Okay. Yeah, Mist immediately looked behind them to make sure the portal was still open, kind of. And since apparently it is, she turns around, she looks not pleased at all, but she's taking in everything quickly. Like, there aren't any half elves or anything other than minotaurs that they could see on here that are like alive, right?
You do see some people running away. Like, as you guys came out, they were running away from you guys, and they look like they are far enough away that it's not going to be a problem.
Okay, so no one in the immediate vicinity.
No.
Does it seem like there's any movement in any of these tents? Like, can they see in them, or is it like closed off?
You see a few bodies hanging out, but nothing looks alive.
All right. Okay.
Again, I will
boy.
note that they have not taken notice of you yet.
All right. So this is like surprise round right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
surprise round. Depends on what
Yeah. Yeah. So none of these guys look like they're attacking any living people.
No, they are hacking away at inanimate objects.
Weird.
And
All
then
right.
there's the two that are kind of in front of you that are standing over corpses.
Okay. Immediately then, Mist is just fucking pissed off, and the closest thing to her right now is this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. She's gonna blight him at 5th level.
Nice. Okay.
She's upset. She just holds her hand out, and just like this massive dark energy comes out to try and like consume that thing.
Okay. So that's a Constitution saving throw on his behalf.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. 14.
I don't think. Nope, that does not succeed.
All right. Do your 8d8 damage.
Not. It's more than that. 'cause
Oh.
it's 5th level,
So
let me see.
many.
So 98.
Yeah, 98. Here we fucking go.
Damn it thing. They updated the interface for the app I use, and it's just like, I knew where everything was, now I don't.
45.
Holy shit!
Ow!
Alright.
Oh,
Um,
he's obliterated.
Pissed off.
Yeah, you hold out your hand, and this just greenish black energy shoots out and wraps around the Minotaur, and saps his strength, and he staggers for a second, and when the energy dissipates from around him, he's covered in like welts and sores and is bleeding freely. Ren, it's your turn.
Okay.
But wait, I thought that.
No, wait. Yeah, no. It's
Yeah.
Ren is last.
What? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you
Ren
roll?
got a 15.
15.
Oh,
They
yeah.
re-
Okay, yeah. Brand's next, actually, then.
Okay, well, after watching Mist horribly, like, maul this Minotaur, Brand decides he should probably run up and finish the job. So he's gonna go right up to this thing, and he's gonna take a couple wacky whacks at it.
Oh my god.
Uh. There we go. Sorry, my headset completely died.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
well then.
Okay.
Yeah, Brand ran up to that Minotaur and poked at it.
Okay. 1 second. I need to reboot my browser
Okay.
because I lost everything there. Because.
Oh no, cat.
Yep.
I heard the cats in the background just screaming.
That was interesting. My headset literally died. Like it didn't cut out. It was like, nope, you're done.
You look very pleased over there, Cody.
Okay. So anyway.
Aminals.
Both of those hit. Oh, that's loud. Alright, yeah, do your damage.
Okay, so they both hit or just one?
They both hit.
Okay.
So
29.
Alright, you run up and lash out with your rapier twice. And the first hit pierces its shoulder, and the second hit, you try to aim where you think its heart would be, and it doesn't quite strike true, but the Minotaur is basically just laying there bleeding out.
Probably very confused.
Yeah, it's really not happy. Alright, Laffy, it's your turn.
Okay, wait, just give me 1 second. Okay, so here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the system was called, but what's that thing where we sneak and we can hit things? Is that available to
That
me
is
right this
currently
moment?
available to you. Yes, you can make a stealth roll. And if you
Okay.
succeed, you are able to basically one-shot anything you can reach, but it breaks your stealth.
All right. So, uh, fuck. Shit. Ass tits. Let me just check something real quick.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. I'm screaming on the inside.
Ether looks so happy.
She's got a cat in one hand
Um,
and a puppy in the other.
Ether looks so
Oh my
happy,
God.
though. She's like, hi. Hi, Internet.
She's our new
Okay.
mascot.
Yeah.
Laffy's gonna try to fucking go into stealth.
Okay, make your stealth roll.
19.
Alright, you crouch low, and due to the fact that the only Minotaur that's taken notice of you so far is the one that's basically dead, you are pretty sure that you are unseen.
Okay, and I can't. She can't do anything right now. Like, that's her action, right?
No, you're allowed to move and attack, with this one.
Okay. Then Loppy's gonna Loppy, by the way, looks like she is just reeling. She steps into the portal, she sees what's happening, and there's a certain fear in her face that hasn't been present since they arrived in Sigil. And she just fucking immediately gets to it, and she's gonna go over to this guy and just fucking stab him.
Alright, make an attack roll.
She's gonna fucking stab him. That's plus my proficiency plus my bonus, right?
Yep.
Okay, I can
Should be like plus 10.
now? Really? I don't think so.
You have a plus 3 whip.
I do. I
yeah.
do have a plus 3 whip.
I
You're
do.
right. That is plus 10.
Yeah.
All right. 14.
That hits. So you don't so much as sneak at this point. You just run very quietly using your ranger knowledge.
She takes out her whip and she's just gonna wrap it around his neck and choke him out with it.
Okay. Yeah, your whip slinks around his neck and you just pull him down to the ground, and there's this like line of red that wells up around his throat. When you jerk the whip back, his trachea is exposed.
Ooh. She
Ow.
hurt him real good.
So that one is dead.
He did.
Alright, Ren, it's your turn.
Okay. So let me just. Yeah, Ren is going to do something. Where's the thing that I am looking for? Oh, there. Nope, still not the thing I'm looking for. Why is this not on my... Okay, yeah, okay. There we go. Alright, so her bonus action is stealth.
Okay. Yep.
And then...
Okay, yeah, you
Alright.
you kind of do what Laffy does after seeing what she's planning.
Yeah.
Or planning.
Stealth team.
And then she's up here and she's gonna stab this guy in the face with her dagger.
Make your attack roll. I can see them back there too.
She's just yelling.
Yeah.
That hits. That super hits. Yeah,
He's
so
not
again,
just dead,
you
super
are not
dead.
being stealthy, so much as you are just running very swiftly. And you run up to this Minotaur and you do this little jumping motion and you just jab your dagger into its eye and just ride it down to the ground and give a twist.
Nice.
And your dagger scrapes bone and it is dead.
Alrighty. I'm
Oh,
going to go take my dog out.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
laughing at me. So I wanted to get my turn done, so I didn't make you guys wait. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. So, in the interest of stuff missed, the surprise round is now over. So it is your turn again.
Okay. The one that Bran has looks basically dead, right?
Yeah. It's not
Okay.
out,
Right.
but it's basically dead.
Oops, that's the wrong thing. Alright, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Let me stuff.
I appreciate that the puppy demanded attention because the puppy's got to use the potty.
Of course.
It's like,
Gotta make the cats scream.
Um. Yeah, so nothing seems to be. Okay, Mist is gonna move. She doesn't really have to, but she's just kind of walking forward, like. You gotta see how far it is. I never know how far she can move.
30 feet.
Yeah, she's walking forward like she has absolutely no regard for like
Oh my god.
what's going on around her right now.
Okay.
And she's looking over here, and it still looks like there's no one living over here, right?
Where exactly? By the wagons or in the buildings?
There.
By the wagons, yeah, you don't see anyone alive. The Minotaur over there is just hacking away at that wagon. And you see personal
What an
belongings.
asshole.
You see what looks like personal belongings and stuff falling out.
Okay. Mist is she's gonna use Hunger Fadar over here.
Okay.
I gotta figure out where she wants to center it.
Once more, you think I would make a thing?
Why? Why have you not yet?
'Cause I keep
Don't use a weird mouth again, please.
Okay,
I
fine.
can give you a thing.
Yeah, actually, you need to one day.
I mean, I can right now. I can send it to you through Skype
No,
or something.
it's a pain in the ass to actually implement it immediately.
Okay,
Well, that's something for after sessions. Someone write a note.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
okay, yeah. She's probably gonna center it like around here-ish to sort of spare this wagon. This one, it might get messed up,
Wait.
but the Minotaur's already doing that, so fuck it.
Where is it again? Where is it
She's-
centered?
She's gonna center it like around here, to kind of trap him in there,
Okay.
and it should be like 20-foot radius is 40-foot diameter, I guess. So yeah, just 40 feet across. It's fucking big.
No, that's not quite it. Oh my god, this spell.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
basically it. And you said centered?
Yeah, it's right
Okay.
around there. So that Minotaur is probably gonna be stuck there.
Okay. You whisper these words under your breath and shoot your hand out, and the tentacles wrapped around your hand join the motion. And you feel this throb of arcane energy travel down your arm, and you feel that familiar sensation of a portal ripping open and something trying to crawl its way out of it. And then there's this like dark whispering noise, and these tentacles burst forth, start smashing the wagons around them, and grabbing the Minotaur underneath them. And he doesn't look happy.
Yeah, she was more or less hoping that they would not go for the wagon and go more for the Minotaurs, but whatever.
They're mostly out of control.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the tentacles are back.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Bran, it's your turn.
All right. The one in front of him is still alive, right?
Yep.
Okay. So seeing as how that thing is still kicking, Bran is going to attempt to actually finish it off this time.
Okay.
Bran smash.
Bran smash.
Hey.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Roll
Bran
damage
crit.
on both of those.
so that's 13 plus 28
Yep.
for the crit. Yep.
He did.
Yeah. He's super dead. You jab forward with the rapier again. You pierce its heart, and not satisfied with that, you pull the rapier back and swing it across its neck. And what was meant to be just severing its arteries, you actually sever its head. And it leans back.
With a
The only thing-
rapier. That's
The only
impressive.
the only thing
Yeah.
keeping it attached is its spinal cord.
Yeah.
Did it.
It's very Mortal Kombat.
Bran just kind of like gives it a look like, ugh, nasty.
Luffy, it's your turn.
Laffy is gonna dart on forward and try to get this dude.
Make your stealth check again.
Fuck, do I have to?
Yeah,
Shit.
if you want to do that.
20.
Hey.
All right, yeah, you're still in your fury. You are just silent.
Awesome. With all her silent fury, she's going to try to silently and furiously kill this guy.
Murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attack roll.
26.
All right. Yeah, you once more you run up behind it and snap out your whip, and it wraps around its neck, and you give this sharp jerk, and it reaches up and then falls over and doesn't move. Ren, it's your turn. There's just that one left underneath the tentacles.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Red.
I mean, it'll probably try to come out eventually. And if it doesn't, then you know.
I can see you weighing
Ren.
your options.
Ren's looking at the
Try, but,
tentacles,
you know.
looking at the Minotaur, and looking at the tentacles, squinting through the massive writhing tentacles towards the Minotaur. Looks back at Mist and is like, "Those are seriously inconvenient. Stop summoning them."
Miss just grins, and it's kind of creepy. Like she doesn't look pleased.
And then, hang on. Fuck. No, wait. What squares is that Minotaur occupy? I can't see through the tentacles.
It would be you have to move 35 feet to get
It's
to
right
it.
there.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's in like a big old chunky bit of tentacles, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ren, but Mist is not pleased. She might not get rid of that for you. She doesn't look like she's gonna. if she looked back at Mist, she just has this kind of odd, creepy sort of grin. Sort of
Yes.
acknowledging Ren, but still, kind of an off smile.
I mean, is there anything else going on that we can see?
Not particularly. Again, in the distance, you see people running, but you've seen some people stop to stare at what's happening. And the tentacles are flailing and smashing anything that's near the earth beneath them, or churning as they dig in.
Right.
But there's some things on fire.
Uh,
Set the things.
Yeah, there sure are. Ren can't do shit about that.
I mean,
If only Krieg were here,
she
she
could
could do
try.
something about that. But
She could try.
yeah, no, she's not interested in putting things that are on fire out of fire.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
you don't say anything, but you can always hold your turn.
Yeah, she's gonna delay until.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is the Minotaur's turn. I'm gonna move this for a second so I actually select him. Let me put him on top.
You ruined my immersion.
There we go. Okay. So he is difficult terrain, so he can only move half, I believe. Let me make sure that
Yep.
It might be Minotaur thing. Hold on. Thing.
They don't have trample.
Okay, so it's gonna take its damage. 2d6, I believe.
Let me look. It's somewhere.
I mean, I have Spellbot. Yeah, 2d6 cold damage.
Yeah.
We do have Spellbot now.
Yeah, you
That
do.
fucking anime-looking son of a bitch.
All right, so it only takes three cold damage as it moves and goes 1, 2. I believe that's about as far as it can go right there. And it's very clearly trying to get out of these tentacles. It tries to charge forward out of the just flailing tentacles of doom. And it is ending its turn in there, so it's got to make a dex saving throw. 13 against your spell DC.
Nope.
Okay, so it takes another 2d6 cold damage. Alright, so it took 10 points 10 points total from the tentacles. It tries to get out, and the tentacles kind of grip its ankles as it tries to charge out, and it lets loose this bellow of pain. And it's unable to get out all the way. Mist, it's your turn.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me see.
Saint's moved up a little bit, by the way.
Alright, okay. Yeah, she's gonna... Actually, wait, what level is she? She's just 10. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she's gonna be a jerk, and she's going to Eldritch Blast him twice to try to knock him further back into the tentacles again.
Okay.
This is the face Ren is giving Miss.
Concentration. No, never mind. You're good.
Yeah, it's only when you cast another concentration spell,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is like a cantrip. So
Yep.
Add my shit. Come on, I told you to add this. Do it. Okay. Nope. That's
Against
one.
its AC.
That's 2. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, neither of them hit. It just, in your cold fury, you stretch your hand out, and once again, the tentacles wrap tightly around your wrist, and you just fire off these 2 greenish-black just darts of magic, and they swing wide of the Minotaur as it struggles. Bran, it's your turn.
Are there any still victims around, or is it just the Minotaurs at this
It
point?
is just the Minotaurs as far as you can tell.
Okay.
And that's with just kind of a cursory glance.
Yeah. I'm guessing like this is like a tent over here.
It's basically just a big tent.
Yeah. Well, the last Minotaur looks like it's under control. So Bran is actually gonna go. He's gonna go over here.
Okay.
And kind of do a more detailed check to see if there's anyone like in danger of like
Okay.
something falling on them, like burning or.
Make a perception check.
Okay, I can do that. I think
Yeah, you should be able to.
if the game will let me.
Bran
Come
is
on.
very perceptive, so you know.
I don't know. You never know, man.
Yeah, that's true.
The dice will decide.
Okay, yeah, you give a look in, but the flames are burning a little bit too brightly and too hot, and you try to get close to peer in, and you back off when it feels like you're actually going to get burned.
Okay.
Laffy, it's your turn.
Okay. So, all right. I really need to think about. I should have thought about
Yeah,
this
you should have
harder,
been
but
thinking about this.
it's a really hard decision. I say I should have been thinking about this, but truth be told, I've been thinking about this and I still haven't reached my decision.
Okay. Throw caution to the wind.
Laffy is going to look off in the distance, just without a perception roll, just cursory glance. What does she see?
People running, and you don't really see much else. They're just backing off at this point. You don't see any more minotaurs.
Okay.
You aren't able to grab anybody out of the crowd, though.
So she does not see Minotaur, aside from the one in her.
Correct.
Okay, she's gonna take this guy to Fuckville. She doesn't. Difficult terrain means nothing to Laffy. Do I have to roll stealth?
Yes.
A -1.
You fail.
So,
you run up.
Laffy,
Yeah, go ahead.
Laffy, in the midst of the tentacles is not stealthy. But
To be
she's.
fair, the Minotaur's blinded.
It is, yeah,
So,
but stealth doesn't work on it.
But so she's gonna just straight up start beating the shit out of this Minotaur in the midst of tentacles.
Okay.
No regard for her own life.
First one hits.
All right, I get double attack, right?
You have 2.
Oh my
with
god!
The whip. With the whip.
That's what she's using. She has no
Okay,
other weapons.
yeah.
holy shit,
They both hit.
Nice.
And then
2 13s. Okay. 26 damage. Cool. With the tentacles flailing, you nimbly step between them and lash out with your whip twice, and the Minotaur can't see what's hitting it, and each slash of the whip leaves these deep red gouges in its body, but it doesn't fall.
Buffy feels
However,
no satisfaction.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I know. Is that +3 or just a straight D20?
+3.
Okay. 15.
Miss, what's your spell DC?
That's the DC 15.
Okay, that's fine.
56.
Yeah, you save, it's fine.
Laffy threw her fucking blind ass fury.
Yeah, you nimbly kind of step out of the way of each of the tentacles as they try to flail out towards you. You can see into the future almost.
That feel when you get so mad you can see into the future.
This Minotaur takes another 2d6 damage. Okay, that's 7. 7 points of... what is it again? Cold damage. Yeah. So it takes the damage, one of the tentacles wrap around its torso and squeezes, and it looks like it chills for a second, but that doesn't stop it from making a reckless attack with its great axe against you, Laffy. So it loses its disadvantage, and it's just a normal attack. 16 versus your AC.
What the fuck is my AC? He doesn't make it.
Okay.
Hey.
It brings down its axe, and you're able to step out of the way of what is very clearly just this desperate attempt to hit whatever's in front of it. Mist, we're back to your turn.
It stayed there, right? So that.
Oh yeah, my bad. Actually
tentacles.
no. It tried to get out, so it's gonna go. It's 15.
Wait, what happened to my turn?
Yeah, run.
Oh yeah,
Run's
yeah.
turn.
It is your turn. Sorry, I was anticipating having to jump over you because puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a quick
so-
potty, so.
Ren. Okay.
She can always throw a dagger.
Good. Yeah, she's gonna throw Mist's mundane dagger.
Okay. Technically, you'd get sneak attack.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Bonus to hit. 7. Yes, it is.
Does blind give you advantage on it?
Yep.
Okay,
gets
yes.
advantage on
Yeah, you have
attacks.
advantage on that. You have, like, super advantage.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, that hits. Or you can do it
I'm
again.
just
Yeah,
rolling.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
that
rolling
hits.
a day. You know.
Yeah, in case it
Just in
crits.
they
case.
crit.
Yeah. Alright,
Yeah.
so yeah, you hit, and apply your sneak attack damage.
Okay.
I like it.
Alright,
That's 2 6s.
you
That's
take a careful aim,
amazing.
and you toss the dagger, and it flips through the air and just embeds itself in the Minotaur's shoulder, and it lets loose another one of those loud, bellowing roars of pain. But it's still standing.
Mm.
Now it is Mist's turn.
Alright. Okay. What's she gonna do? She might. She's just gonna normal blight it. Like,
Normal
I
blight.
think she has
okay.
to move up. Let me see.
Yeah.
It's. Yeah, she's gonna move up right there. And yeah, she's just gonna cast blight on it. So
Okay.
more dark, nasty energy
Yeah.
to destroy this thing.
Go for it.
Yeah, it needs to make a Constitution save.
Nope, that doesn't work.
Hey, alright.
8d8. Jesus.
Same thing, 45.
Alright, so, you reach out your hand, and with a quiet snarl this time, with the tentacles gripping a little bit harder, to the point where it's almost painful, this black-green energy fires out of your hand, and consumes the Minotaur, and there's a momentary roar, and when the energy disperses, it's gone. There's just like a pile of bones where it was, and they look picked clean.
It did.
So, combat's over.
Uh,
The tentacles
Initiative
probably
drops.
disperse relatively quickly after that.
Oh god,
I think
don't
they
have a
only
song
stay
for
up
this.
for like a minute.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
kick something. This works. This works. Okay, so the tentacles the
why you
tentacles
gotta do
suck
me
back
dirty
into
like
this black portal that they had spawned out of, and Mist, when they do that, you can hear a quiet no. And in their wake, there's this demolished earth, and these wagons are just in pieces, and there are blankets and trinkets strewn all across them. And the only sounds that really pervade the atmosphere right now is the quiet roar of fire. And you guys all take a moment to breathe.
Fluffy doesn't? No, she doesn't.
Okay.
Fluffy
Well,
is.
it's just
She's like, where does it look like the people are going?
they've stopped running. They turned around to watch the second it sounded like there was pain coming from back here, and there's just this large group of individuals standing about 50 feet away, just staring.
Luffy, she bolts right towards the people. She has her whip put away so it doesn't look like she's gonna attack them.
Okay.
But she like throws her cowl back so that it's clear, that she's a half elf.
Okay.
And she bolts through, and she's trying. She like literally goes through the crowd and starts shoving people aside.
And yeah, as you're doing that, a tall half-orc woman just runs forward and scoops you up in her arms. And she doesn't say anything, but you just feel this familiar warmth around you, and your mother, or mother figure Karani, is holding you in her arms.
Luffy,
yeah.
for the first time in perhaps her life, has nothing smart to, like, no smart ass remark, nothing to say really. Like, she kind of like pats at her arms because it's a very surreal moment for her. She's not sure that she's real. and like you can see her like, you know, grab this other woman's face and push her hair back, and like with a look of complete disbelief, look at this woman who she's not seen in years. And she doesn't say anything, but she kind of tries to get put back down so that she can look back towards the group. Because, like, you know, Mom, you're embarrassing her.
And it takes her a moment, and she can feel you kind of kicking a little bit. So she sets you down and just, my daughter, I've not seen you in forever.
It's been a while. I didn't think that you were alive.
And she looks back, and you've got some powerful friends, haven't you?
Yeah, and I probably owe them an explanation.
Yeah, Miss doesn't say anything. Loppy's a ways away from them, right? But they can they still see?
Yeah, you guys can totally still see her. She's only about, like, 30-ish feet away from you at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, Mist had gone to pick up the dagger that Ren had thrown. And she doesn't say anything. She's just watching. And if I don't know, if Ren looks like she wants the dagger back, she just wordlessly hand it back. But she's, you know, it's whatever. She's just standing there, otherwise, not saying anything.
Okay.
Ren walks up behind Mist and kind of goes. like straight up, like swats her on the back of the head.
Mist just like there's actually some dark energy that comes up around her when Ren does that, but she just looks back.
Ren doesn't look scared. She
I
looks
know.
like she looks like she's Mist, like
she's what?
Bran just sort of walks up to them and looks at Ren and is like, is that really necessary?
Yes. Very necessary.
Mist just hands the dagger over. She still doesn't say anything.
Ren takes the dagger and sheaths it somewhere. You're not sure where.
It
Yeah,
just
whatever.
disappears on her person somewhere.
just like slips it into her belt.
Yeah.
And Karani has actually just put her hand in your hair, Laffy. Like she too can't believe that you're there. And you're standing there looking back at the group when you feel this impact hit you from behind. And a male voice just, oh my God, it's Laffy! And he's got his arms wrapped about you, and he's just hugging you, and you recognize the voice as one of your childhood friends, Vicio. And he is relieved and surprised to see you.
Is he taller than her?
Yes, he's significantly
Laffy double takes, and she's like, what the? How did you get taller than me?
It's not hard, is it?
Rude! And she turns around and she gives him a big, gross kiss on the cheek.
Why do you... Oh, you smell.
I smell like dirt. I mean, I just fought a Minotaur. I'm covered in blood.
And
How
he
are
looks, he looks out at the field and notices their home burning, basically. And his expression sobers and he goes, well, I was fine.
Yeah. Well, how are you physically? And she looks him over.
He is stronger than... Last time you saw him, obviously, but you last saw him a significant time ago.
Yeah, he was a child.
Yeah, he was legitimately, like, he is, you know, he was, like, 3-4 years younger than you, so he's still kind of just a young man. But he is taller, wider in the shoulders, and he has a sword sheathed across his back. He's just... I've been protecting these people. Family. Not
Well, it
much more
seems
to
like you've done a
protect.
good job thus far.
And as you guys are talking, more of them are starting to move forward cautiously. They are eyeing both you and the dead bodies kind of warily. And Karani is just silent and watching on. And finally, who are they?
Uh, Laffy is like, she doesn't quite know how to put it, and she's like, these are the people that I have survived with. They like me well enough to follow me through a terrible tear in reality. So I guess that we're friends.
Vicio's just. You made friends.
Piss off! I'm likable.
uh-huh. And he pushes past you at this point and walks up to the three of you behind and crosses his arms and looks you over.
Ren mirrors him and like sizes him up.
Ren sort
Um,
of like flutters his cloak a bit and like puts his hands on his hips and puffs out his chest.
He looks you over, Bran, and his brows furrow, and I don't recognize you.
I'm not from around here. It's okay.
What's Miss do?
She just kind of, she's still quiet, but she just tilts her head and smiles somewhat. I mean, it's kind of vague, but it seems friendly.
He's just. Thank you for watching after Lafayette. She's always needed it.
Fluffy is very slowly making her way back, and she's got like the demeanor of someone who knows that they did a bad. Like,
She's like a sad puppy.
yeah, she's
Speaking
like,
of puppies, Saint's patted up, and he's nudged himself up against you, Mist.
Yeah, Mist kind of looks over at Saint. Just for a moment, she looks somewhat surprised, but it's subtle, and she just sort of pats Saint on the head.
Meanwhile, Ren is like, and you
Vizio. I work with Elimay to keep these people alive. And Laffy, you recognize the name Elimay.
Ren is like, good job.
And it was a younger girl, about 5 years your junior, actually. And she basically hero worshipped you
oh
during the time
gosh.
that you were here.
Fluffy hears that name, and she like looks like she wants to ask a question, but now isn't the appropriate time. And Luffy like kind of, she's like next to Vizio now, and she's like, so she looks at the group and she's like, I know that
Ren like
What's Ren
takes a
do?
step forward and then takes another step forward and then swats her.
I know, it was stupid. But all right, how do I put this? There's a big explanation, but okay.
How
Guys,
about you
my
say-
family,
There you go.
guys.
And Karani's moved up with you, Laffy. And she is just
You
not
know,
taking
you could
her
have
hand
said-
off of you.
You know, you could have said, I need to go through the portal to rescue my family because they're under attack by minotaurs, as you three can probably see, and we would have followed you. Probably
Mist-
without Mist being really, really pissed off, because did you see that? Did you see that? The tentacles were kind of intense this time.
Oh no.
Mist
Oh.
just silently gestures over to Ren and grins.
I'll admit the tentacles looked a little bit more tentacly this time
I
around.
panicked. I panicked. I didn't. You ever get so some things that you don't remember how to talk?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a single word would have worked.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Ren swats her again for good measure.
No,
Bran just shrugs. It's not like it's really something different than what Rin would have done, so.
He's got a point. I'd expect the same treatment though, so.
Oh, don't worry, I'm sure you'd get it.
Lottie looks
problem.
back at Mist.
Speaking
and
of family.
she really tentatively grabs her cloak thing and like a tiny child. Mist is so tall and she's so small. She gestures over towards the portal and she's like, I know that there are things back there that you want to look at and look into, and I am sorry that I did what I did, but the portal is still open and I may have to stay, but if you went through, I would not fault you.
Miss just kind of watches Laffy for a moment, and she's like, I understand that you did what you did because this is your family, and I realize that, I mean, I don't have a family beyond whatever's connected to this body that isn't mine, but...
Satan nudges you with that.
Laffy doesn't say anything, but Laffy has that look in her eye, I can be your family. She doesn't say it, but it's implied.
And she's like, but I don't know, I'm not upset with you. The portal's still open. There are some things
That's a
that
lie. You were very upset.
Not now that I understand. I was very upset, but there are a lot of reasons, and if you want me to list them all, I can.
Justified, and if you do want to list them, you can.
I don't think I need to.
Okay.
But here's the thing, right? We came through that portal. This plane is in a war right now. If people start coming through that aren't familiar with, the people here, everyone else is going to think they're enemies like the demons. We need to figure out what we're going to do about this before things get worse than they already are.
Well, we are the ambassadors. So we could probably put out an official statement to whoever the fuck is running the portals to not let anyone through, station some guards.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, we were supposed to see the Master of Planes before, but you were talking about staying here. So I just wanted you to know that there are some things that probably should be done first.
Can't we help them out?
Yes. But if you want to stay longer, I can go and do all of that.
Laffy looks back at the group, and she's let go of Miss Coat because she's like, all right, she's been holding on to her for too long. She doesn't want it to get weird.
Too late.
She looks back at the group, and there's a bit of conflict in her eyes. And she looks at Mist, and she's like, I would very much like to stay here, but the needs of the plane as a whole supersede what I want.
Mist, there's something in her expression, and she's like, we could split up for a bit.
No, my stupid, idiot, awful plane. And
Ren holds up a hand and is looking between them and maybe we should figure out what was actually going on before we decide what to do, since there's sort of. And she gestures to the burning.
Rocky gestures back towards this, and she's like, "This is nothing new.
Between the giant dead cow man and the burning village, I have
And
a few
then
questions.
gestures at the minotaurs.
having listened up to this point, Vizio just makes this look like he doesn't know what you're talking about. He looks behind his shoulder. Kanoa, Lorafine, with me. And you see a few people, or you see two people split off, and they start weaving some spells, and slowly the fires start to fade, but it's very slow. Like they are rather inexperienced with spellcraft.
Luffy can't help. Luffy can only put out candles. There's no way that prestidigitation can put out a whole fire.
What if she grabs it with chill touch?
That's necromancy.
That's how that works, right?
I mean, that's necromancy.
You're pretty
Gonna
sure.
grab the fire with my
You're
dead
pretty
hand.
sure that if you spend long enough, you could use prestidigitation to slowly pull away at a fire until it's not really a threat anymore.
Luffy is going to assist, and as she does that, she's going to talk to Vizio and be like, "This was standard fare, right? So I assume that this was an attack, as they all want to. Did anything strange happen?"
Strange. And he's just watching
It's
these other
strange.
people.
And she gestures vehemently to the portal, like, "Yeah, strange."
Make a perception check.
Oh my god! Don't tell me the fucking portal is 13.
You don't see anything in the way of the portal, but Mist, make an investigation check.
Oh boy. Oh god, investigation. Oh, that's. Hold on.
Okay.
15.
You're over there kind of minding your business, watching this all go down after you and Lafia finish speaking, and suddenly you feel this heavy weight inside of your pocket, where there wasn't there before. One of your many pockets inside of your cloak. When you reach in to, you're just like, what the hell is that? And you reach in and pull it out, and there's this tiny cube that sits in the palm of your hand, and it's more like the frame of a cube, and in the center there's this little crystal ball, and it's currently kind of inert. And as you look at it, the knowledge of what it is floods into your mind, and you don't know exactly what it's called, but you know that it is something that can open portals and close them, and it can only do that once per day, basically.
Interesting.
And it is currently unable to. There's no magical energy around it, but you know how it works kind of instinctively.
Interesting.
And you can add that
yeah.
to your item list. It is a port stone.
A what?
A port stone.
You keep cutting out every
You keep
time.
cutting out every
Yeah.
time you say
It is a port stone.
This is a
Or-
forbidden
Yeah,
word.
no, same thing.
I think he said port stone.
Yes.
Confirm, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
It might just be my mic not picking up port.
That's
It is like.
Well, it picked it up that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to enunciate.
But yeah,
the
once per
And-
long rest, you can open up a portal. Actually, what it does is it opens a portal to Sigil once per long rest, and the portal lasts for 1d10 minutes, or until you close it with an action.
Okay.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
So are we to assume the portal behind us has closed then?
You don't see it, and you don't sense it. But anyway, to continue
Yeah.
on, Vicio's just, again, he's overseeing, and slowly the fires begin to fade, and he said, yeah, this is pretty unusual. Silverai fell, and the Minotaurs got a little more aggressive when that happened.
Yeah, that was awful.
He looks
Yeah.
back.
How did it fall exactly, if I might ask? Miss says that she's holding this cube thing.
I don't know. We just know that rumor was that Alterel's in complete and total disarray, and the capital fell, and since then the southern tribes have started pushing. The only reason they haven't destroyed more places is thanks to Ardor.
So are you
Hey.
headed towards Ardor?
No, we're heading to
Human-
one of the few safe
Nothing.
places left in Alterel.
Which is.
Do you ask that in character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is.
He looks over at you and it's a town called Lyriel.
Oh.
Oh my
We
god.
get to pay a visit to our old friend.
Oh, Toro! I
He's
love
going
that
to be
guy.
so
Um,
happy to see us.
Yeah, when
We're haunted.
Mist,
Yep.
when they're, having this reaction, she's turned around to go over to where the portal was, and she's
Okay.
making sure that there's nothing there.
Make an Arcana check.
Because, let me see. Arcana. Oh, it's the same thing. Slightly not as good. 12.
You can't sense anything magical within the space that the portal was.
Yeah, she Eldritch sights. She's just like,
Okay,
she's trying to make
with,
sure.
With Eldritch Sight, there's no magic around there.
Okay. She's not saying anything right now because they're all still talking, but she's writing things down and just kind of looking around in the spot.
And
How
Vizio's-
far away from Lyriel are we?
Oh, we're about 3 hours out, ironically enough. We were just about there with the village until this happened. And he points to just the devastation. And there's a few wagons and stuff in the back that are still in good enough condition. Everything looks like it was raided. He's like, and we weren't even passing through one of the no-go zones.
Fluffy is gonna
No
kneel
go
down.
zone.
No.
Yeah, it's what we're calling the old capital and the areas around it where, well, it's kind of what it sounds like. It's completely devastated.
I have to say, I have no clue what anyone's talking about at the moment.
Yeah, it's just
We'll
awkward.
fill you in on the way to Lyriel.
Oh, yeah, you know what, sure. Bran, here's the thing, right? You may want to find a way to cover your ears, because half-elves aren't exactly treated great. That's why we're roaming around in caravans.
Vizio
that
just-
constantly get intercepted.
That's quickly changed.
Yeah, Mist comes back and is like, well, if fucking Sealerai fell, then
Most of the elves are dead.
Brand just shrugs.
Oh.
Nope, I wouldn't hide my ears either way. If someone has a problem with them, they can say it to my face.
at least now
Well-
you don't have to deal with that.
Oh, but that sounds like fun.
It
it's
really
not.
wasn't. There was a whole lot of things that happened. They were terrible, but now the capital's gone, so fuck them.
Oh,
After that, Loppy just immediately kneels down to Saint, and she pats his head, and she's like, "Buddy, go take care of the injured, will you? I love you. You're such a good boy." She kisses him on the nose.
He headbutts you a little bit and pads off, and you see him walk over to some injured children and just injured folk that were lying on the ground getting rather mundane treatment, and he's
Dwarfs at them.
yeah, he's very clearly healing them, but it's in non-conventional ways. He's just kind of letting them pet him. Their wounds knit closed as they stroke him, and he licks
What a
them
good
and
boy.
wounds closed. It's very doggy.
Oh.
Saint is a good boy.
Mhm.
Oh.
Well,
Well-
yeah, Vizio's just. You guys want to come with us to Lyriel? It sounds like you've got familiarity there. It could be useful for us. It's gotten a little weird.
So here's the thing. Last we heard, before we left the plane, we were wanted.
By whom? Why?
We don't know
It was
by
vague.
who.
It was just
You know that?
across everything.
Yeah, you know how the council died.
Sure.
You did.
Oh.
Was there anyone blamed for that?
I don't know.
Half-elves we don't really concern ourselves with the news of the elves. Like, the less we know about them, the better. But here's the thing, right? There was we didn't murder the Elven Council, right?
Good to
We
know.
just didn't save them.
We didn't save them properly, and then there's a whole lot going on right now, Vizio, and it's going to change the entire course of the future of our world. And we can explain that to you at your leisure.
It'll give you a bit of a... You know what? Never mind. Never
You're about
mind.
to become the most well-informed person on the plane.
Great. This is what I always wanted. To know
You and-
things.
You and Mom.
You should probably talk to Ellie Mae too. She's the one keeping everyone alive.
What do you mean, the Element? Like, the little one? Who was
Yeah,
Element? Like,
she, learned from you, loud ass.
I'm not loud.
You say there's another Laffy here? That's terrifying.
Well
That
behaved.
is terrifying,
It's
actually.
pretty terrifying.
I don't know if the multiverse is ready for another swamp gremlin.
No.
Excuse me,
She's
she's
not a
probably
swamp.
not a swamp
Wait,
gremlin.
swamp gremlin? No, she's a rather nice young lady who's just very demanding. And in the background, you hear this feminine voice screaming like a drill sergeant.
Mr.
Fluffy hears that and she feels some kind of way. Like, she's like, what? Like, things have changed.
Do you know if Liel is still sort of would be allied with what Alterel was, with what Sealeroy stood for? I know they
No
were
idea.
often
We
sort
just
of cut
know
off.
that it's safe.
All
The
right.
guard captain has raised a powerful ward, and nothing is really getting through without his permission.
Here's the thing. Knowing what I know of Toro, I think that he would prioritize the people over
Yes.
a fallen capital.
Right, but if he sees us as a threat, then that could be.
Then
a
we
problem.
just get put in the hanging square
Can
again.
we...
Yeah.
Square.
Old times
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah.
Fair.
I say we find a way to teleport through his ward before we get there for old time's sake, just to piss him off.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Should
I
we
do know
really,
Dimension
if we
Door.
might be considered a threat?
I mean,
We were considered a threat last time.
but it would be kind
You were
of fun.
considered a threat last time.
Here's the thing, if we're vaunted, and that's not gonna change anyone's opinion.
Yeah.
It'd be funny as shit if we teleport into the city.
Alright, fine. I like teleporting.
Yes.
Oh.
Alright, you know how he warded the city last time, so you should be able to figure it out.
How are we supposed to go about teleporting the four of us into a shielded city?
Oh, wait a
You
moment.
can just send me if you
You
know
know the
one.
spell, I know the spell. We can get through.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
I suppose.
Let's do it.
Right.
By
Graham
now,
just
the
shrugs.
fires have largely been put out, and we've got to go. We've got to start packing up what we can. We shouldn't be here after dark.
Right, I
What
will
happens
assist.
after dog?
It just gets nasty. I mean, it's dark. There's creatures out. All the bad guys come out of dark, you know? That's why you don't walk down dark alleys.
Have you
I've been
crossed
gone.
any? Have you crossed any demons?
That's a good question.
Are those the? We've seen some things come out of these weird red lights.
That would be probably demons.
Yeah,
Sounds
What do they look
vaguely
like?
demonic.
Tall, red-skinned horns.
Yep.
did they give
Yeah.
you any trouble?
We've not. We've just seen them in the distance and kept our distance.
Good
Good
idea.
Alright.
that.
Keep that up.
Okay. Yeah, planned on it.
Yeah, just, don't know what you guys are just gonna do one day. It's not that friendly. They seem to hate the humans.
Another thing. Have you seen any more of those weird tears anywhere when you were traveling?
I haven't.
I
No.
don't- Yeah.
Okay. Good to know, because some odd things might be coming through there. Well, odder than us.
It's just, well, if you guys want to help, it'd be appreciated. If not, whatever.
Of course I'm gonna help.
We're just gonna
Ren-
get this packed up.
Ren-
Shoulder checks him.
Like, ugh,
Yeah.
when did you get so strong? Ugh.
What do you
Ren
need
starts
gathered?
looking at the our bodies first to see if there's
He
anything
just
of use.
he gestures to some of the strewn about like blankets and stuff, and gotta salvage whatever we can.
Alright, Mist helps with carrying whatever she can fucking carry. She's a fucking
Okay.
weenie.
Yeah,
but...
so like some of them have brought over like just like a wheelbarrow wagon. You guys are putting some stuff in, and Laffy, you start going through one of the wagons, and it's no longer yours, but you recognize it as the one that you stayed in when you were a part of this family.
Hey, it lived.
No, it is destroyed.
Oh,
The
well,
the caravan?
The wagon.
The wagon.
that like you're rooting through. It takes you a few minutes, but you start to recognize like, oh, this was the weird little nook that I slept in instead of on the bed.
Yeah, Laffy just kind of absently says that. She's like, this was my home.
Cozy.
Yeah, this is strange. I didn't think that I would be seeing this, and now it's in ruins, and I'm feeling kind of bad about it, actually. I'm... And she just swallows hard, and she's like, okay, back to business.
Mist is like, well, I mean, there are spells to mend certain things that are broken.
I don't know any of
Yeah,
them.
bending like, and Ren like, there's like a little bit of a doorway with it's fallen out, and she picks it up and she like amends like this little tiny. It does that sort of thing, not like that sort of thing.
Well,
And
I mean,
it
Fair
just
enough.
it knits together the wood in the door frame, but when you let go, it's just
Fair enough.
Laffy looks at it and she gestures towards it, and she's like, well, my people are a resourceful one. They'll probably put it to use some other way.
Just is Finley here, or did she not make it through the portal?
Finley's here. She's just not saying anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's expressionless as always. She just hasn't said anything.
Just this armor hanging out. It's fine.
Yeah. She's helping. She's
Yeah.
helping.
Okay.
And no one's really remarked upon her, the fact that she hasn't spoken. So you guys help gather everything up, and you put it into these wheelbarrows, and Karani looks back, and, well, I guess we're moving. Come on, everybody. And some of the wagons get picked up. Others get magicked, and they float a little bit. And the people casting the spells look like it takes a strain on them to do it.
Was there anything of use on the Minotaur corpses?
Not really, just like great axes, a few gold pieces maybe, some like, tiny skulls and teeth as trophies.
Can Laffy rip off one of their horns?
Yeah, you spend a few minutes using like your pocket knife to saw off like the place where it connects with the skull and snap it off.
She specifically chose one that she killed, and she's keeping its horn.
Okay, you
taking a
stick it in your
trophy, are
pocket.
you?
Yes, they tried to kill my family. I've got to let the other ones know who's boss.
Well, maybe you'll end up being able to stab someone with that one in the future.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
A wretched
Just right in the throat.
Things to look forward to, right?
Oh, any days that I'm not encountering a Minotaur is a good day.
Okay, so they start setting off. Again, the ones that are casting spells to help the wagons float look like they're under some amount of strain. And in the background, you guys leave behind kind of this devastated ruin where tents were set up and stuff like that.
Mist is probably spacing out for a while when she was following, but eventually she might go over to the ones that are casting the spell and be like, is there any way that I can help with that? Another mage, perhaps?
One of them looks and just, oh god, yes. Just help. None of us are very good at this.
All right. Mist. She's just like, what sort of spell are you using? And if she gets an explanation, she tries to help.
They tell you that it's like a modified Tensor's floating disc.
Yeah.
And you bend down curiously when they say that. And you do see that there's like a thin disc that's kind of wobbling a little bit underneath each of the wagons.
It's like, oh, I could do that, and she does it.
So yeah, they firm up a little bit, and the mage is. So you guys start heading off through the trees, and there's the quiet murmur of individuals. You hear people just speaking quietly amongst themselves, mourning some of the dead. You hear some names. Laffy, you recognize all of them. You hear Ornin, Prenus, Tylia. These are all people that you grew up around or with. And it sounds like they either died recently or in that last raid that you guys interrupted.
Mhm.
And Laffy.
As they're walking, Laffy is. Oh well, what do you need me to do?
Go ahead.
Laffy is gonna like try to find LMA, but like a fucking creep, she's not. She like wants to try to like see if she can see her, but not be seen by her.
She's easy enough to see. She's at the head of the column, and it's this. She's not much taller than you. She's about 5'2", you would estimate, and she is decked out in this heavy plate armor that looks relatively new and freshly polished. And there's this giant axe across her back, and she has blonde hair pulled up into a ponytail, and she's barking orders out to people around her, and they're obeying without question.
Laffy like. She like looks at Ren and she's like, everyone that I grew up with looks cooler than me.
That's because you're a swamp hobo.
You know,
Wow.
hey, I'd say just own it.
Laffy like
I mean,
takes up her
you
tunic and she's like, I don't. Suddenly I feel ashamed. Like, here's the thing. My life plan was never that I was gonna be a swamp hobo. That wasn't like what I had planned for my future.
I mean, to be
Right.
fair, you have learned some necromancy from the first necromancer ever, and you've been to
Okay,
a place that none of
clearly-
the people here have ever seen before.
Look,
You
Laffy,
are one of
clearly
the
what we need
few
to do-
who are powerful enough to manipulate souls. I think you're rather important.
That all sounds like bullshit. How am I supposed to explain that? I can't just open out the gate with
Hang on,
necromancy.
I have a plan. When we get into Lyrial, what we're going to do is give you like a necromancer makeover, and then you'll look cool.
Oh, really? Are you telling me that I need a makeover?
I
Yes.
didn't tell you needed a makeover. I told you to own how you look now.
I'm getting.
But I'm telling her she needs a makeover.
I think you should do what
Well,
you
I
want.
mean, you could own the swamp hobo look. I mean, you. And she's like gesturing at all of Laffy.
Something like moves in Laffy's tunic and like it's
You've
a
got
mystery.
Ren,
yeah.
make a dexterity saving throw.
God. Wait, I'm a rogue.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
dexterity
you're a rogue.
is 6. It's 15. It's 15.
Okay. You feel something rustle against your hand, and you pull it back quickly enough, and you see a snake like lunge out of Laffy's robe and try to bite you, and then fall to the ground and slither away.
It's like, oh my god, that's not what I raised him to do.
All right, but
And then it's just
that
like
was interesting.
And she walks away. She lets that whole thing speak for itself.
The conversation is over.
Finley's trailing behind you, Ren, and you see her look down at the snake, and you get the feeling that she's judging something really harshly. You don't know what. She's just being very judgmental. And she trails behind you.
Laffy, like, has a look about her like, maybe I do need a makeover.
And Ren looks back at Finley after a couple minutes and is like, "So, how's it feel being home?"
It feels weird. I'm kind of not. Yeah, this is weird.
Third form on this plane.
Anyway.
Who
Not
knows?
been to the
Maybe
city,
we'll run to
Lyriel. This will be exciting.
Yeah, you'll get to meet Toral.
Oh, is that another of your boyfriends?
It'll be fun. And Ren like bursts out laughing. Wait, another?
That's it. That's a yes. Okay.
I don't understand.
Mist has gone into space now again.
Okay.
Ren looks confused
Brad
and
is just
mildly
watching.
alarmed.
Brad is just watching all of this unfold with an amused look on his face.
Eventually, Ren looks over at Brad and is like, you should play some sort of happy song, or at least something uplifting. These people sort of, look a little down here, and we need them, like, up here.
Well, I mean, I suppose I could.
Yeah. Everyone likes a walking song. Right? I don't know, I've never done one of those.
So.
Well, I'm not going to make them march to it.
I mean, if it made them move faster.
They are moving at a reasonable pace.
I think they're moving at the appropriate pace of a group of people who just had their village destroyed by a bunch of angry bullmen.
Yeah, and we need to move a little faster.
Ren, we don't need to move any faster.
What if we get attacked by more Minotaurs?
You hear from the front, "We've got to move faster!"
Brad just sort of like looks over, like he's looking up there. He's like, maybe you should go talk to that one. Seems right up your alley.
She sounds angry.
Good,
And a
you'll
little
fit in
like
perfect.
Laffy. It's sort of intimidating.
She doesn't
Because
sound
it's
like
Laffy it's Laffy in armor.
Are you saying I'm not intimidating without armor?
Brand like
Yes.
looks over at Laffy, and you get that he's like imagining something, and then he just busts out laughing.
Laffy just looks at Bran, and I can tell you what her exact expression is. It's like,
Ren does start making her way to the top of the column, though.
Okay.
Laffy follows after Ren, and she's like, "Don't say anything.
Um,
Don't say
When Laffy, when you move away, Bran, a few like half-elven women come in at your side and kind of keep shooting you with these lances.
Oh my
And
god.
soon you're flanked by like 4 of them.
Brand just like looks back up at the group and grins. He'll be like, "I'll catch up later."
Ren looks back and looks at Laffy and is like,
He's like, okay, but look at him. He's like dressed fancy. He's like clean. He's got a loot. Do you know how many of those they see regularly? Like it's the same people all the time.
Yeah, Bran, they're chatting you up something fierce, and it's exactly the kind of talk that you think it would be.
Oh, wonderful.
It is kind of vapid, poor attempts at flirting. It's a sort of thing you entertain.
But are they pretty?
Depends on Bran's taste. He's grown up in sigils, so
Well, Bran is, whether or not he finds them pretty, he entertains their flirting at least.
Okay. And they just start asking about like stories where he's from.
Oh boy.
Oh
Listen,
boy.
Luffy's tribe is full of beautiful
Bran
people.
sort of like
Okay.
pauses for a moment, thinks about it, and he just points up and he says, "I'm from a city in the stars."
Either. And then just chatter, 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 chatter.
Oh my god.
Then he just sort of like, "All right, now if you'll excuse me, I've got some business to attend to."
And you hear this collective, oh. And then as you pull away
Slips
from
away.
them, they swarm in and
Is
just
it-
start chattering amongst themselves.
Is it bad that I'm mentioning it? I'm imagining those like multicolored women from Beauty and the Beast.
Same here.
Okay, yeah.
That is the image
That's
I'm
a-
going for.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty
Okay.
good image.
Yeah, that was the goal.
I'm happy that I wasn't the only one.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mist is
Alright.
watching.
Oh wait,
She's
does
just
it mean
watching
Bran is
everything.
now Gaston?
Yes.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Oh
Monsieur
my god.
Brannon. Oh, he's so cute.
Alright.
So, Laffy and Run, you guys are making your way to the front of the column. Vizio's up
Luffy
there
is sweating.
with
Like-
LMA, and he looks over and notices you, Laffy, and nudges LMA, and there's this
She
ching,
straightens out.
there's this ching ching as he nudges Armor, and she's what? And turns around and Laffy!
Oh,
And her otherwise like very stern expression just melts into like girlish delight.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And she
dear.
runs over and just barrels into you. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh god!
for real?
Yeah, for real. And she basically bowls you over, and her axe slips off and hits the ground like behind you guys. And she's just, oh my god, it's so nice to see you.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were dead. We're
you-
gone. We're both. That's what happens when you die. You're gone.
Yeah, you know, it's-
Exchanges a glance with Finley, and then resumes watching.
And she's
That's
just
def-
patting your face
def-
and, oh my
Um,
god, hi.
you might not want to
Hi.
touch me. I'm real dirty right
And
now.
she pulls away her hand. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're kind of
So-
bloody. I like it.
They say Minotaur blood does wonders for the complexion.
Ren
Uh,
just like picks up the battle axe, sort of.
Can she? Can
You
she?
can, but it's heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
Luffy is
It's
getting
just like-
progressively redder in the
this.
face because Luffy like feels weird because she knows that LMA hero worshipped her, but she feels like a dirty swamp hobo. But LMA seems so happy to see her, and like you can just see the face journey Luffy is going on, and she gets progressively redder in the face. Like she's so flustered, and she's just like,
And LMA is just, you'll have to tell me everything about where you've been. I'm so interested,
yeah,
but
you
right now I've got to make sure these people are able to get to Leaderhill safely.
So-
It's
so busy. Yes, you seem very like you got up there. You doing well for yourself.
thanks. I'm so happy to see you. I have so much to tell you.
I'm really happy to see you too. You're about to become so well informed about world events.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she turns around and immediately her just entire like bearing changes. Like, come on, jackasses! Come on, faster!
You drop this, and Ren sort of.
Oh, thank you. She takes it with great ease. She's just like, and slides it back into the.
Is it like
straps on
bigger
her back.
than her too?
Why is everyone
Yeah.
stronger than you?
Because I chose to pursue wizardry and the ways of the woods.
Yes, I'm sure that's the reason.
Okay.
If they're close enough, Mist uses telepathy and is like to all of the party and is like, she's stronger than I am.
Fluffy looks back at Mist.
A blown leaf would be stronger than you are, Mist.
I don't think so.
Remember that time we went to walk through bushes and you ate shit?
that
He
wasn't
says to
right.
me. I still remember that fondly.
Remember that time you walked into a river and got blown over?
What?
Yeah, I
You
remember
went
that.
down the stream. We were trying to cross it, and then you went.
No, that was the
And your
horse. The
horse
horse fell over. You know.
The
Wait, was it-
horse.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Miss, are you having this conversation with them telepathically and they're responding vocally?
Possibly.
Okay.
She's not really paying attention.
Vizio's kind of...
Please do not mind our weird friends.
Bran like looks back to him and like gives him this grin. He's like, she speaks to our minds.
Brad, no.
Vizio's just...
Well, playing out the weird, like extra planar person.
Bran's having fun terrorizing the pumpkins.
Where did you come from again?
A city in the stars.
Huh.
And Miss is like, do you want me to prove it to you?
No. He just turns away and starts walking again.
Oh.
Alright, do you guys just kind of proceed traveling and just joking amongst yourselves?
Yeah, and anytime Elena gets remotely close to Laffy like is like, like she just freezes up.
And as you guys are traveling, it just kind of, you're sitting there and you're just like, wow, this is kind of like the most normal interactions you guys have had in a while.
Miss is spacing out the majority of it. Like,
I feel like that's really normal.
Yeah, well, it's not
Spacing out
entirely.
more
She's
than usual.
quieter than usual.
Okay.
And she's kind of just looking around, like, unless she overhears a thing she wants to react to, she doesn't really.
Actually,
Say
Laffy's gonna kind of sidle up to Mist and be like, "So you had a cube in your hands?"
Yes. I don't know where it came from, but apparently it will help us get back to Sigil at some point, which is good because that portal was gone.
How do you know that? Laffy looks at Mist for a moment, and she just nods, like, "Yeah, that's acceptable. Like, that's Mist." And she goes, "So, you're like the lead ambassador. You have control over whether or not we can even open the plane." What I'm saying is that's really cool.
She grins a bit and she's like, I don't know if I'm the lead of anything really, but thank you.
I mean, you feel the most qualified.
Mm.
Okay, maybe Bran is the most qualified, but in terms of magic,
He's not even from this plane.
I mean, with portals, like he goes in and out of them all the time, like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm probably not from here either.
So, we're gonna have to think of a place to open that up, because we can't just open it up in the middle of the
No.
area.
Well, sure, but
Yeah,
it
she'll
I
be
think it only lasts for a little while.
And Ren is laughing this grin. Like, can you imagine Toral's face?
He would be so angry. He would be so angry.
Almost worth. No, it would be worth it. It would be so.
Would it be worth it? I mean,
It
I
would-
don't entirely know if it's just us going through or if that opens it on the other side and people could come through that way. We don't really want that.
We could punch anyone that comes through with, weapons.
Punch him with weapons, Ren.
We did those demons that you encountered. They're waiting,
Oh yeah,
right?
those asses.
We don't really want them coming through in a safe area.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I trust Toral to take care of things more so than I would just placing it willy
You would
nilly out
ju-
the field.
All right. Yes, but we shouldn't open it inside the ward.
Oh, no. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like we should discuss it with Torals out. Like, if he still likes us, we
There-
should tell him
Yeah.
about that deal.
There are a lot
Yeah.
of things we have to talk about, but I don't know if that would even sit with him. We'll have to see.
Hmm. Because he might just want to put us in jail again. We
Well,
don't
that
know.
won't work.
I mean, we're a lot stronger this time round.
Right,
I
Well-
might actually be.
Yeah, I know it wouldn't work, but it's the principle of Sing.
Yeah.
As you guys are walking, talking amongst yourselves, an arrow comes streaking towards you guys, and it just hits the ground in front of you, and there's this quiet
I don't like that.
sound of arrows just peppering the ground.
Mist is gonna look out to see if she can
Um,
see where they're coming from.
Bran
Okay.
yells out, "Rude!"
Before we do anything else, we're gonna take a quick break.
Oh.
Okay.
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 Everyone be back in about 5 minutes.
I'm
5,
gonna
10
go get
minutes.
some more chili.
We'll be
Hey.
back, stream.
Oof.
Hi, stream. We're back.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hi.
All right. So where we left off was just a series of arrows were streaking through the air and peppering the ground in front of you, but not hitting anybody.
Yeah, Miss is trying to see if she could see
Make
where they're coming from.
a perception check.
Oh boy. Perception. Yeah.
Why did the music cut out?
I don't know.
Shit. A shit perception check.
Yeah. No. You look around, but you cannot tell where the arrows were coming from.
For Shiggles, she uses Eldritch Sight.
There's no magic.
All right. She wasn't expecting it, but if there was.
Okay. So the caravan comes to a stop, and LMA pulls the axe from her back, and
Can I have a question?
Vizio pulls up a
though?
shield and a sword from his back. Yeah. What's up?
Okay, let me just. So I can use primeval awareness, and I can sense. Can I sense whether or not those are elves?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, Laffy marches between Vizio and Element and goes, those are the elves. It's probably not that far from the area at all. Probably a warning.
Okay. They look out into the woods, and as they're looking out, their weapons still at the ready. A few elves just drop out of the trees, clad in traditional ranger gear, just these dark browns and green leathers with their hoods up, with bows drawn. They look you guys over, and who approaches?
Laffy's gonna let Element speak like
Yeah.
God. She's a fucking leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
LMA just, we're travelers. We're just trying to get to Lyriel. We're trying to find safety for our own people. And you see the elves, their bows still drawn, look over the group and sneer.
Yeah, Mist
Half-breeds, eh?
steps forward. Because she could probably tell where this is going.
Yeah.
And she's like, they're good people. They were attacked. We're looking for asylum.
Is that so?
That is so.
Well, you'll have to pay the toll, I'm afraid.
Laffy has all this gold she's not using.
Yeah.
Ren cracks her knuckles and is like, "Oh, I'll pay a toll."
Yeah,
right?
Miss is like, what is the toll then? She's using. Could she perception check to see if they're just being fucked with too? Or insight?
is-
Insight.
Insight. That'd be insight, yeah.
Ren
Okay.
is already running under the assumption they're being fucked with.
Yeah, I know Miss
Mm,
probably thinks they're being fucked with, but you know, it's still not great.
Can Laffy also
well.
make one because, she's a fucking
Yeah.
half elf? Why would she
Yeah.
listen? Fucking, I have stuff in that, but it doesn't make it much higher. 18.
Yeah, you're being fucked with.
Laffy looks at the guy and
these
she's
people
like,
they're too well dressed, too clean to be bandits.
Laffy points at the guy and she's like, hey, I have an idea for you. Hey.
And he's looking down. What?
He just put his finger into a middle finger.
What?
That's what she does.
Yeah, Mist
He-
is like, this
They,
is
they all lower their bows, and you see their the strings lose their tension. And fair enough. Toril said we need to make that test every time.
What?
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 People that travel with too much gold are suspicious.
What?
I mean, this place is at war, is it not?
Toril remains bizarre in his
True.
logic.
I don't understand him sometimes. What a strange guy.
Brad just shrugs. I don't see what all the fuss is about gold anyway.
That's because you run on chuts. You have no.
Brad just shrugs.
She looks at the guys and she was like, so how far are we from the city, the town, exactly?
20 minutes. Keep on the road.
All right.
And they all just kind of head back into the trees.
Luffy looks at Ren, and she's got like this terrible shit-eating grin.
Ren like mirrors her look, like, and then she looks at Mist like, "We doing
Yeah,
this?"
Miss is just like, yeah, I know.
Luffy's like, we gotta make sure that everyone gets into the town first, you know, like we don't want to ruin their reputation.
Of course, of course. We should probably not be with them when they go in the town, though, because that
Yeah.
would be, if he notices that we're with them, our reputation could taint their reputation, and
Yeah, we'll catch up.
As you guys are walking, you can see over the top of the trees this giant purple barrier. Just
This
huge.
one's
It reaches
purple.
into the sky and curves over like a giant bubble.
Yeah, Miss, out of curiosity, even though she's pretty sure she knows what it is, she's using Eldritch Sight on it.
It's a form of magic you recognize very easily.
Yeah.
It is the kind of wards that you saw here, but amped up to like 12.
Yeah.
can you get past it? Is the question.
Luffy also looks
Yeah.
at Ran for that, like, what do you think? What do you think?
Would using what she knows about this magic, would a dimension door through it work?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh boy. Here we go. 16.
Solid maybe.
Solid baby.
Solid maybe. I trust those odds.
It
Yeah.
might work.
What do your magic eyes say? And Ren nudges Miss.
It might work. It's very, very solid maybe.
That's not solid enough for me. Let's see. Not that I know any teleport magic.
Not
so
solid enough for you, really.
I want to make sure we do it without fucking it up.
But,
I
like,
don't
he'd
think
probably
it would
be
fuck
in...
it up. It'd probably fuck us up. We probably
Yeah.
run into it, be sort of cut off mid teleportation. It wouldn't be great.
I mean,
would-
if nothing
that wouldn't
else,
be
we
any
could go
fun.
into the town like normal people, but
That's dumb.
Yeah, no. That's not
Right.
an option.
you're right. How silly of me. I'm sorry I even brought it up.
You can go with the caravan. They're going to go into the town normally.
Well, the only thing I know that can take you is maybe can Mist is gonna think about if Misty Step would work.
Make another Arcana check.
Yeah. I mean, it's different.
Oh.
Holy shit.
You shake the magic 8-ball of your mind, and it comes up with no.
Oh. Well, I know that Misty Step wouldn't work. So there's that. Mention doors.
So is there a way?
Can Luffy look into her mind and see if Dimension Door would work?
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Everyone just needs to know. They need to
They
fucking know.
need to sit down and have a good think.
It's important.
23.
You use the scratch card of your mind, and you come up with a no.
You know, here's the thing, right? So I'm studied, and I'm just thinking about it real hard. I'm giving it a good think right now. That magic versus abjuration and the components that are laid on. I mean, we're really spur
You're
of the
speaking
moment.
words I don't understand.
It's not gonna work. We're gonna,
There you go.
yeah.
Vizio looks over at you guys and isn't that the point of wards, is to keep things out?
But
We
wards can
wanted-
always be
I'm
broken.
not a caster. I don't know. I'm just saying if you could just teleport in, it would be kind of a shitty ward.
Look,
We
I
could
You know,
don't
he's
want-
not wrong.
I could
We
tell
could
you
also
already.
just-
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't have this sort of ward, and usually the only way to break it is to damage it, and we don't really want to do that.
Here's the thing, right?
Like-
There's so many ways that we could fuck with Toro. Like,
Okay.
we could all disguise
I gotta-
ourselves as gnomes. Oh.
Why?
Because it would be funny!
You know.
Hang on, I got an
Actually, you know what,
idea.
maybe that
I got
was
an idea.
bad.
I got an idea. How about we knock on the ward? Okay? Just like
Then
rattle it
so-
a little.
Why? That
Just
wouldn't
like
do
rattle
anything.
it a little.
Let's go
No,
Do
right.
anything.
It would make him alarmed that something was rattling the
Or,
ward.
you know, there might be birds that land on it and it's whatever.
And he
Not
might
literal
fall
rat,
off.
not literal like rattling, but like magical like
Yes, but then
magical.
we don't want to damage it. That's the thing.
No, just give it a little shake.
We're in a time
It doesn't
of
really
war.
work
We're
like that,
probably
Ren.
gonna-
Ren looks up at the purple ward like, I want to figure out a way to do this. She's gonna Arcana check it.
Oh my
Rand
god.
just like looks between the three of them during this conversation and just like finds a nice spot and just sits down.
Yeah,
Like-
the rest of the caravan's kind of moving
you-
past, so you guys are trying to figure out a way to fuck with Toro.
Rand's just like,
Yeah.
Vizio stopped
Yeah,
to hang
it is-
out.
Right there.
Plumbing the depths of the abyss of your mind. All you can come up with is if we hit it hard enough, it'd probably piss him off.
Yeah.
We're in a time of war, Ren. Like, he's probably gonna bring like a bunch of the guard, and he's gonna be.
I know. I know.
But it might panic the people of the town, which is the problem.
And they might not let us in, which is also a problem.
Well, we could probably.
Yeah, we could break the wall to get in, but what good would that do us?
Vizio's like,
just fix it later.
Let's not.
this is the only safe place in Alterel that we know of
Yeah,
because of that
right,
ward.
right.
Please don't fuck with it. What is wrong with you people? There are
Here's what-
hundreds
here's
of
what I
people.
said.
No, there are
Here's what I
hundreds
suggest
of
we do.
people there.
Ren, you and I will dip into sneaky sneak, right? And we'll climb through his office window.
You know what?
Yes.
If-
Yes, I like this plan. All right, it's a plan. Let's do it.
all
Alright.
right, sure. Crawl through his
Okay,
window.
Listen, no one else wants to mess with Toro. It's
I
just me and Ren. We know
listen.
what we're about.
I wouldn't mind messing with him a bit, but you know the circumstances make it a little iffy.
No, fuck the circumstances. This will make him see that it's normal, that everything is normal, that we're normal.
Vizio's looking at
Because
you,
if
Brian,
I-
and it's like,
Because if we weren't
think
trying to fuck with him, he'd think something was wrong. I mean, really.
So you guys-
looking at Red like
you,
really?
you guys are friends with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Several.
Huh.
Yeah,
All the time.
basically
Yeah.
you two, I suppose. If only you two, possibly.
And to get into the town, we'll just
Possibly.
sneak along with the caravan in Sneaky Sneak. They're
Have
gonna
fun with
have,
that.
they're gonna, because they're gonna have to open the ward, right? To let the caravan through.
just don't cause us any problems.
We
No.
won't go into the caravan.
If-
We won't go into the caravan. We'll go in after the cat. Oh
No,
wait,
but
we have to
have
open
them with
the
the
wall.
wall.
Yeah, the ward wouldn't open then.
dear Lord,
like,
I wish the three of you would put this much effort into other things that we do. Who did I
You know,
kill? I
some
wasn't
of us
looking.
do put a lot of effort into various things, but
Ren, come on, let's go.
And just shrugs. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go catch up with the caravan and enter the town like a normal goddamn person.
We aren't normal goddamn people, Bren.
Slap
we're
them
really
on the
not.
back, like you do that. You do.
Finley's looking at you, Mist. Saint's looking at you, Mist.
what?
Finley just. And here I thought you'd never be the sanest one in this group.
I know, right?
Locke's gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on her and Ren.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna look at Miss and she's gonna be like, "Do you want in on this? Are you in or are you out?"
I'm not very sneaky, but Vaith
Mist
is
is out. Mist is out. I mean, look
if I
at that robust.
pass without a trace, maybe Mist will be in.
So it's been long enough that the
Yeah, this-
caravan is far enough ahead of you that you see them stopped at the ward.
Lots pass without a trace, and it just incidentally gets all of them, and she books it.
Okay.
And before Laffy books it, Ren casts invisibility.
Mist sends Vathan after them.
Okay. Okay.
Vathan's with Laffy. Mist just
So Mist
goes
and
with the
Bran,
rest of them.
you guys are just there, and
Yeah.
you know.
And
For
Ren
all
is
that, I
gonna
should
Ren
have
is
been
gonna
ready.
sneak.
Okay.
She is going
Yeah.
100%.
Mist
She's
wants to watch, but she doesn't want to ruin it because she knows she probably would.
All right,
Jesus.
there we go.
Look at that sneak. Oh my god. You're sneaky as fuck.
Oh, the music came back.
We are the
Yeah.
sneaking.
I
Get it?
changed the track.
We are sneaking and
I don't
bonafide.
hear it.
This is so stupid.
This is yeah. We're gonna
This
we're
is
gonna
legitimately really dumb.
Yeah. Have fun.
be.
Can I zoom this in a little bit? Yeah, I can. Okay. So yeah, they are at the edge of the town. I'm trying to remember what track did I put this on. Whatever. Oh, there we go. That's right. Okay, so yeah, you guys come up to the edge of the town and you see a familiar, tall, blonde, kind of just angry-looking elven man standing next to LMA and speaking to her, and you can't hear what he's saying. Laffy, you can see that by reading his lips, you can tell that he's asking who they are, where they came from, what they need, and eventually you see him scowl and motion in, and the ward parts. This little just doorway forms, and they start funneling in. You two sneak past without any issue. He doesn't notice you at all, but you can hear him muttering under his breath, just fucking more refugees.
Luffy tries to she can't see Ren, but she just tries to motion to just get behind Toril.
Oh my god. Did Mist
Alright,
get
yeah,
in alright? Did the rest of
Ren
her and Bran get in alright?
He stops you, Mist. He's just,
Oh.
I recognize you. Why do
You
I
did.
recognize you?
You told me something a while ago, remember?
Oh, shit. It's the lady with the name I can't pronounce. Well,
Yeah.
Ren, if Laffy is behind Toril, Ren is on his other side.
Oh
so
my
they're
God.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Ren just taps Laffy's shoulder to let her know that she's there.
Well, and she's just like,
Toril's just, you're a mischief, right?
Yes,
Mist?
I am.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't think I'd see you again. Last I saw you, you guys were heading off to the... Where's the rest of the idiots? I don't see the big green man, the little loud one, and the one that I almost hanged.
Oh.
and she's like, it's a Ren, and she claps Toril on the back.
And follows with a hand around over his shoulders and dismisses Invis when she touches.
Huh. Anyway, oh wow.
Wait, wouldn't
What?
wouldn't he see
No,
them
she's
then? Or
touching him.
They're
She's
still
draped
touching
over
him.
one of his shoulders.
Wait, that's an action.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your invisibility is
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Luffy and
yeah,
Ren
yeah.
are just behind
Okay,
him.
yeah, I thought you guys were still
Yeah.
stealthed. He's just
No.
he's not. He doesn't pay you any mind for a moment, Ren, and then he.
Fuzzy!
What the?
Toril!
What the? Oh no.
That's where they are. Sorry.
Hello, friends! Oh, we have missed you.
It's been so long.
I bet you-
Oh, God save me.
Did you miss us?
Yeah, no.
Why?
It's been like a year.
Has it really?
Ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Huh.
Mm.
Yeah?
Lots happened since I last saw you guys.
So you haven't heard
Do
anything?
the long story or the short story?
He's stepping away and motioning you guys in.
Yeah, Miss. I mean, Mrs. Holly.
And when you guys step in, you hear this quiet shoo, and you see that the purple ward has completely sealed itself again, and like there's the sound from the outside world is suddenly very muffled. The air inside, well, it's not quite stale. There's a very like artificial sort of breeze that's keeping things circulating. And the moment you guys are in, you can hear that there's the sound of people living there, and he leads you guys into the town a little bit, and where there used to be like greenery surrounding this small town, it is now packed with like tents and lean-tos and stuff that is very clearly hastily constructed. And
Looks like you've been busy.
the town has expanded significantly. He goes, yeah, that's what happens when you're the only good abjurist out this far. Not caught in the downfall.
Yeah, can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. How about that?
We've been elsewhere, like
about
way
six,
elsewhere.
and he's still walking, and he's actually leading you guys off to like the Scrawly Inn. You
Yeah,
guys
this
recognize
thing's
the
still-
sign, and it's just a scrawl, and he's
Yeah,
just it's under new ownership. Someone bought it after the Troubles.
Hmm.
Uh,
Nothing to change the name.
Hopefully not immediately,
no.
like before.
Oh, and then he stops and goes, I need to tell you the rules real quick. No looting, no fighting, no stealing. Get along and you'll be welcome. If you fuck up, you're out. And the
Well,
last
I'm sure
one
they'll
is... Yeah, I like you. It's important for
Well,
them
we
to know that.
we don't loot or steal, so
No, but you're...
They're getting along, Pot.
Yeah, see, I like
Fine.
you. What's your name?
Brad,
Nice to
You
meet
are?
you, Brad. Toril, I was the guard captain, and now I'm the one keeping this damn city sane, along with Geraldrum. Now come on. And he opens the door to the Scrawly Inn and motions you guys in, and you see it is still like very decadent and plush on the inside, and still looks like it probably belongs to a sex cult, but a more consenting
my.
sex cult now.
Oh my god.
a good sex cult, a
Yeah.
respectable sex
In fact,
cult.
maybe not a sex cult, but like, you know, a nice like
they
bordello.
do their sex sculpting inside the law. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's-
No one
everyone,
gets
they have
murdered.
safe words. There's no succubi involved. It's great. Everyone has fun.
Why didn't they remodel this? It still looks like the inside of a sex cult.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. Like,
Well, don't
It
go.
is a sex cult, isn't it?
Just don't go in the basement.
Noted.
And when he sits
Floppy
down at
looks
one of the
longingly
booths,
at the basement.
he just kind of collapses and just. Oh shit! You are still weird. And
It
he
might
motions
be
to the
the weird.
bartender, which you see is like a gnome. Who just gotcha. And starts putting together a bunch of drinks. And he comes shuffling over with a platter that's like bigger than he is.
Does
He
he
has it held up
have a
over his
curly
head.
mustache?
does he like hold it over his head?
Yeah, he's carrying it like this, and his little feet move really quickly. And then he's like, "Hey, can I get some help? Thanks." And Toril just leans over, picks it up, places it on the table, and just, thanks, Tolios. And gotcha. And just, like, he doesn't run, but he scampers. He scampers back to the bar and just goes back to doing whatever he was doing. And Toril's just like, yeah, drink up. So, you want to know what
Cheers.
happened? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I don't know how you guys
At this
didn't
point,
find
anything
out,
that
but
they serve in there now is like not weird in comparison to what they had
Yeah.
in Sigil.
it's all just very bland ale. Well, not bland.
Yeah,
It's just
Brad.
ale.
Bran probably finds it fairly like mundane.
Yeah. And he's just. I'm not gonna ask where you guys have been for the last 6 months, but Yeah, about 6 months ago, they said a group of people went into the Arnway Spire and it exploded in a burst of light and collapsed and took about half of Silerai with it. And after that, the city fell. And then when the city fell, the rest of the nation started to fall. One by one, each of the towns and cities fell to the southern tribes.
To the Minotaurs, I assume.
Minotaurs, the orcs, the kobolds, led by these strange kind of red... People say
Demons.
they look like... sure, demons, why not? You know what I'm talking about better than I do, apparently. But, Arter's kind of the only thing keeping the southern tribes from conquering, I guess.
And Ren keeps making noises like she wants to say something, but knows better.
So,
She just takes another drink.
are there any rumors about this people that went in, perchance?
Just a group
Two.
of 4 people and a dog.
Like, is Saint with them?
Miss,
Yeah,
Miss has a weird expression.
he looks down at Saint and he's like, "You didn't have a dog when I last saw you, did you?"
No.
And a walking
picked-
suit of armor? That wasn't...
Well, that's my sister. Say hello, Finley.
She says, "Hi." You'll excuse me, I haven't slept in like 3 days, but you were the criminals that were wanted for all of a day, weren't you?
Look, it was
For all of a day.
I don't... Yeah, that's about how... You can't be wanted when a nation doesn't exist anymore, can you?
True.
Yeah.
He's
But,
got a
you
point.
know,
So
wasn't-
if it's...
It
we
wasn't
stopped
our
that,
fault.
though.
I don't...
We tried to...
I'm past the point of caring. It's gone. It's gone. It doesn't matter who did it.
There's not anything remaining in that spot, is there?
No one can get close enough to see.
Why? Is it just because
the
it's overrun?
tribes-
Yeah, it's just overrun. Anyone who tries to get close enough just sort of vanishes, from what I've heard.
Hmm.
No one's really sure how it fell, basically, overnight. But
Yeah.
Mm.
We got rid of
Yeah.
that one giant
Well, I mean,
fucking thing, so it must have been something else.
an explosion leveling half the city would,
You did open a giant portal.
Yeah, but that shouldn't have done it. Portals don't usually cause destruction.
portal.
Usually.
What? I know a thing or two about portals.
Do you?
Yeah, they start in one place, they end up in another place.
Yeah, you know
Very
how
simple.
you said we'd been elsewhere for the last 6 months? That's
You know,
Randy?
maybe we should.
I have a question.
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
us.
yeah. He points to you, Mist. Well,
Oh, no,
drinking
I, like,
heavily.
out of
Oh,
character
okay,
have a
okay,
question.
Okay. Yeah. What's up?
So Miss Family was there, right? But did she remember it being bigger? Because in my head it was always bigger, but I don't know. I don't know how that.
What was bigger?
Her family?
Yes.
Like-
it was not the entirety of her family.
Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, well, we know who was up there trying to do what they were doing, and I know that there were more of them than what we saw. So it's very possible that they could have come back to finish what they weren't able to before.
Well, no use speculating now, considering it's done.
So guys, I have a thing that I would like to say. Considering what we may be asking of Toril, maybe we should inform the guy on exactly what happened, even though it sounds really crazy. We have proof, you know?
Yeah, just talk like I'm not here.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I think Toral's a great guy. Personally, I admire his work ethic and his desire to protect the people. And that's why I think we should relay our current information to him, because we're about to rely on him a whole lot.
Oh, you done?
No. I looked at his butt once, like months and months ago. And it was like, for an old man, it was pretty alright.
You said talk like you weren't here.
Oh my
She's
God.
seizing the day. I mean,
Why all that is not.
And here I was thinking that this is bullshit enough.
No, it gets worse, believe us.
Oh, so here's the thing, right? Alright. So, is there just we can't count Bran right now, because, well, maybe we can count Bran. Bran wasn't there when we opened the portal, but out of all of us, who would you believe the most if they started speaking? Does it matter?
The green man, but he's not with you, so what happened? I've got a lot of questions.
okay, so here's what happened.
Mist, what happened?
He's going down the list of people he trusts now.
All right. Well,
That's the question.
you know those demons that we found here before that had been killing people, right?
Yeah.
Bigger ones started appearing all over the place through portals.
Uh-huh.
And we were trying to figure out what the heck was going on. Eventually, we ended up in Sealerai, and we talked to the council because, you know, they're old enough to probably know about, you know, demons, right? Something happened. There was another there. Miss looks at Laffy to see, like, is Laffy okay with me saying anything about the Lich? It's that kind of look.
Obviously.
Torals looked over, ran and just slid her a mug, patted it, and
she just fucking downs it and sets
There
it
was
down
group-
like.
A group of crazy elves had been there that said that they would have a way to protect Sealerai. They didn't. It was a giant ball of destruction, which we theoretically got rid of. And one of them was a lich in disguise, and it was a fucking mess. A portal opened up. We ended up going to a different plane of existence. We've been there for a while, right? And then apparently everything went to shit here. We've heard there's a lot more demons around. Obviously, Sealerai's leveled. No one can get close to it.
Can I just say, there's a key thing here. It's a plane of existence that we went to. It is called the City of Doors, and it connects other planes. There are innumerable planes. And now this plane is connected, and here's the thing, right? We have a cube, and it's gonna open up a portal to help get us back to the plane because we need to get back there. And we will, you know, out of all the peoples that would probably be best left to look after a portal in like the couple of hours that it's still up, you're the guy! You're the guy!
We don't want anything coming through.
Can I say something now?
Yeah,
No.
sure. No.
but you're gonna anyway, so
Well, I was actually going to respect your wishes for once. She looks like she's pouting.
Do you believe any of this?
I,
First of all.
sure. I mean, Silurai's gone. There was a group that went up the Arnway Spire before it exploded, and it was 4 of you and a dog. And there's a dog, and there's 4 of you, well, yeah, 4 of you including him, and her?
Yeah, sister.
Ah.
Like I
She's a
said.
new addition.
Hi. And yeah, sure, I believe it. Another plane of not the weirdest thing I've heard last few months.
So
Good.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
All of the bullshit that you've been going through in terms of the southern nations invading,
Yeah.
that's a precursor to what's actually going on. Because they're serving the demons.
What do the demons want?
We don't know.
Destruction of the
They want
Hewer.
revenge
Oh, what?
Yeah.
for something that apparently Hewer did.
Do you remember?
Humans.
Do you know? What do you know about this world's history?
About as much as anyone else.
That's not very specific.
Yeah. Not a damn thing, really. Wasn't a
Right.
really historian.
I mean,
Yeah, you don't really strike me as the type.
Well, say I'm mad about history.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
mad about something that happened a long time ago. They're coming from a different plane themselves. And there might be a lot more coming through if portals keep opening. That's why we want you to watch it, so
Yeah,
that
see,
doesn't
that-
happen.
that's
Also,
the
no
thing
one
about-
goes. No one
Yeah.
here goes through the sigil because they'd be confused as fuck.
Yeah.
They might not even get back.
There's
Oh,
not
they
been
might
any
be killed
reports
by
of
the
people
fucking
disappearing,
demons.
so...
Yeah, but
That's
they
because
were.
the portal has been closed up till now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, aside from
Also-
the one the Lich opened, and then the one that we opened, and then the one that theoretically the Lich used to come back, which caused the portal to open in the first
And then
place.
we came through again.
And then we
Lord, I
came
was
through
part
again.
of half of this, and I'm
Whoa.
confused.
When did the portal reopen? When did you guys come back?
Last night. And like a couple of hours. We came back a couple of hours ago, but
Never mind then. Never mind.
What? Why?
What?
I mean,
Time is
there
non-existent.
there was an
So-
earthquake about 4 days ago. People were saying that it unearthed some ruins.
What
Really?
kinds of ruins?
How suspicious.
Where?
Where?
They're saying up near Stillborn and in the swamp, but there's not been anything in the swamp
Oh,
for
Oh,
shit.
decades.
damn it!
I feel like I'm missing something here.
Yeah, you and me both,
So-
buddy.
You know, the whole Lich thing, that's sort of where he
Relevant, yeah. So that's where he became a lich. And he rose to lichhood in the swamp.
4
It's
days ago.
ruined.
Gun to the swamp, if we're really getting technical.
Yeah, 4 days ago.
Time is relative within
Time
sigils,
is
so it's
relative.
So it's
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah, and as far as you guys know, you have not been gone 6 months.
Yeah.
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 It feels like you've been gone
Time.
maybe a month.
Time must move faster on this plane than Sigil.
Unfortunate.
Shit. Well, at least we can take solace in knowing that, like, all our business in sigil is probably going by real slow. It's probably only been like 2 minutes. You know,
That's true.
it's
Toral's
silver
just-
linings.
That's really confusing.
Don't think about it too
is.
hard.
Oh, don't think about
think
it.
about it
Just,
too
Or think about it a lot.
just drink.
Whatever.
Just drink.
I don't know, it makes perfect sense to
Yeah,
me.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
because
you
you're
grew
a
up with it.
natural born planar thing.
Oh, we've
Yes.
got to go to those ruins. I'm not.
I'm
know-
back thinking. It's been a while.
We might. All things considered,
How strong of your wards?
Nothing's broken them thus far. Few roaming
Well,
bands
don't
have put themselves up against it, and the guard takes care of them, and whatever else gets through.
if there was.
Vaporize.
Work
Rises.
on making them stronger.
Oh,
I mean that. Like, you're
Right.
at maybe an 11. I need them at like a 30.
You. Okay, yeah.
say
I
there was
don't
an
go-
extremely powerful caster that can kill with a word. You know,
And then
maybe guard
raises
against
people
that.
Kill-
from the dead
Exactly.
after he kills them to
Yeah.
amass an army. That's what we're dealing with here.
Someone make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh no.
No. Me.
Yeah, Ren, you have to make it.
Oh god.
Oh.
Good. Wonderful.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Wonderful.
Hey, it's
Um,
not bad.
He's looking at you and just, yeah, can't hurt to make it stronger, I guess. Can I maybe, can I get you to help? You know how this sort of works, and all of my people are they're exhausted and they can't really go any further.
Yes, I can help.
Thank you.
Ren looks like, for a minute there, she's like, holy shit, he listened to me, and she sits back.
Oh no. Now she's gonna get an ego.
No, she looks like shocked. like shocked, like, holy shit, someone listened to me.
You get the sense, just without really having to try, Toral's looking for somebody else to take charge, if even for a little while. He's very clearly tired, so he is willing to listen to a suggestion that sounds like it's probably a good idea.
And then like Ren takes a drink and she's sitting there like, so what do you currently have in the works? What do you need done? What do you need people to do?
The Adventurers Guild is patrolling and making sure that the roads here stay safe. We've got hunters hunting. We don't really need anything done here. It's just we need a place for everyone to go. We're running out of room. I don't think
Why
that's
don't you
a problem.
go back
you
up to? Why don't you go back up to Otto?
It's a long trek and it's not safe.
What's the closest place?
Stillborn through the swamp.
Probably not wise to go there.
And Stillborn
exactly
isn't ordered like this place.
Not exactly a pleasant name either. Who names this?
Yeah, it's
That?
You get used to it in this world.
Uh-huh.
it's an unpleasant world.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to talk to Corodrin. Whatever his name is.
Cromel-
Geraldrum.
That's the one. I knew it started with a K.
Coraldrum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get his
Good
name
go.
right or else I'll hit ya.
You
I
can
can
hit
take
me any day.
Not me.
two completely different.
Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Who's reporting to you? Everyone?
Yeah. Captain of the guard and all.
Even Chromeldrum?
No, we're kind of equal.
Coraldrum? Yeah, fuck.
You know,
I
maybe he would be more willing to tell us about who sent that fucking letter now. After all this
Yeah.
time, all that's happened.
Letter.
Letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Love.
you,
Are we having another existential crisis? What's going on here?
That fucking letter started it all.
It really did.
wonder what if
We'll see.
I
What, Ren?
Do you have to poop or something? Like,
Come on, girls, speak your thoughts.
The lav is out back if you need to use it.
Use your words.
No, let's just talk to Cora. Let's just talk to him. Chroma?
Geraldrum.
There. Yeah.
Now I'm remembering why I had a migraine for a solid month.
Apologies.
No,
Right.
you're not sorry.
I'm a little sorry. You actually
Yeah.
missed you
I
for
mean,
once.
I'm a little sorry too.
Whew. All right. Well, I
Enjoy
gotta
it
get
while
back
it
to work.
lasts. They won't be sorry in about
okay,
another
well-
20 minutes.
He
We'll
pushes
talk-
himself out of the booth and
We'll talk to him, and I'll come back and help you with the wards, right?
yeah, thanks.
Mhm.
I'll be around.
All right.
And with that, he leaves.
Ren, what was it? Everyone
Ren,
looks at Ren.
Sweetina.
No, let's just go talk. I don't want to make any
Oh
assumptions.
my god.
Are you
Let's
thinking about the
just-
letter? Because I have a lot of theories, honestly.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Okay, so you guys get up
Yeah.
and go.
I want to
Yeah.
talk to this mystery person who apparently has an unpronounceable name.
He's a dwarf. He runs
yeah,
the
I'm-
Adventurers Guild.
You know, I should just call him Beardy. I'm sure he's got a beard. I can't remember.
Wow.
I drank too much water. Oh no.
Imagine
Oh,
if he
no.
doesn't have a beard.
The physical gags are making me hurt. Worth it though. Okay, so you head outside, and you spend a few minutes wandering the streets that, it's kind of where all this bullshit began.
Yep.
And it is packed with people to the point where, it is the population of a city smashed into a town, basically. And you head back to where you're pretty sure you remember the Adventurers Guild being. And you do see a dwarven man standing outside, giving some orders. He does in fact have a nice beard. He is grizzled, older looking. He's as you remember Caraldrum to be.
Oi!
What?
Great.
I have a whole lot of questions for you.
Who are you?
But I mean, really?
I mean, there's probably been a lot of people through here.
And Ren rummages through her things.
Yeah, Mist holds up her
Yeah.
Adventurers Guild thing.
And she
Game
holds
Beast
up the
does.
thing she stole.
I remember you now. You're the people that took out our succubus problem, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ren doesn't actually have her.
Can we
adventure
speak
symbol.
with you
No,
for a
she doesn't.
moment?
I come. And he walks into the building, motions you guys in, and it is packed. Except it's not literally with adventurers. There are cots set up. It looks like a lot of the people that would be considered adventurers out here are like serving food and making sure refugees basically are being taken care of. And he leads you back to the office that is reminiscent of Aladash's. And you sit down, he hops up in a chair. What can I do for you?
Who the fuck sent you that letter?
What?
The letter that you had a long time ago requesting that we go to the swamp.
Oh. Aaliyah just brought it back one day.
You said that there were specific instructions for you to show it to me because it had a certain symbol on
Right,
it. Remember?
right. And Leah was fucking mind controlled by your fucking family.
Not quite my family.
Well, whatever.
I have no idea what's going on.
But did you get the instructions from her?
Aye.
Alright, well. That's kind of the theory that I had. That they started this whole mess in the first place. You know, they might still be out there. They might be involved in whatever
That
is
might be
happening
the
in
reason
Stillborn.
no one can get close to Silarai.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. That answers a lot of questions.
Why didn't you tell us that in the first place?
Didn't seem relevant. Aaliyah just gave me a letter. Told me to give it to you.
How is Aaliyah? Is she after the mind control? She okay?
Have you ever
Mind
seen her
control?
again?
I've not seen her in 6 months.
Yeah, she probably doesn't remember.
Actually, about 8.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. No, we wiped her memory real good.
But
I
she
thought
got
that
she got
she
off the
remembered.
boat at Sealeroy,
No, she
No.
didn't.
didn't she?
Yeah.
No,
she did.
she wasn't.
She was there. We just left. Remember?
Yeah, we got on. She
She didn't
swam.
remember. We got off because we didn't want to be seen.
It
Yeah.
was before. No, because we sent her back. We sent her back on the boat.
Well, we don't know if she listened. We just left.
I mean, we told her to go home.
Maybe she did.
Well,
Anyway, have you heard anything about what's happening in Stillborn?
There's been some communication. It's well, they're doing well with the walls, but
What do you mean?
they had the walls up.
yeah, physical walls.
Yeah, the physical walls. Regardless, they've been repelling any of the raids, but who knows? It's just a matter of a big enough tribe getting up there.
Have you heard anything about the ruins in the swamp?
We've not been able to send any scouting parties up there yet, but
Is
But
there
we
a
volunteer.
reason, or is it just because you're busy?
whoever's busy.
All
You're
right.
looking at him.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Unless there's anything especially pertinent you need done. I mean, we kind of got to go to those ruins. Those probably need to be taken care of.
Nothing I can think of.
Be prepared for some potentially powerful things to come this way.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
I know. It's not good. We're going to try and see what we can do about it, honestly, but just be prepared.
Okay, you know the succubi that we dealt with?
Aye.
More of their kind and more powerful.
Ah, shite.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right, alright.
That's the sort of ball game you're looking at.
And maybe mages. I mean, we don't know if we're gonna go into the ruins and die or not. So
Well,
Perhaps
I
be
certainly
prepared
hope we
for-
don't die.
be prepared for a lot. Be prepared for everything to happen so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Nice meeting you again and bringing trouble to my doorstep.
We're not
Not
bringing
really.
trouble. Trouble's already coming. We're just.
Following
you
it
what's
and trying
happening.
to stop it.
Well, regardless.
Curmuljum has a cat.
Yeah. It's a yowling cat. Is that a cat or a dog back there?
That's a cat.
Oh no! Cat noises. Okay,
Okay.
sorry, just distraction.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I did it to myself.
It's a good distraction.
Yeah, it's just... Alright. Be careful out there. The humans and elves are getting a little testy in the streets. Not used to, you know.
Ah. You'd think they would be, considering all the half-breeds wandering around.
That's
I
the
mean,
sound he makes. Thanks, Cat.
She's so talkative. I love it.
I'm so
I think
sorry.
everyone just lost their train of thought.
Yeah.
I love cats. I can't help it.
Okay, just Alright, like I said, just be careful.
Yeah.
I'm not anticipating any trouble, but you never know. Matchstick in a hay pile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. All right,
Um,
well. Miss looks at the others, kind of like, is she forgetting anything? Like she's trying to keep track of a lot right now.
Fluffy looks like. Does Fluffy gives her that look like? Does it look like she keeps track of
Yeah,
everything?
yeah. She's like, yeah, fair. All right. Well, hopefully we won't come back with more bad news.
Oh, good. More bad news. Great.
We don't want to, but
We're gonna try not to. Gonna try to come back with great news, good news.
So just and she's like staring at him. Just so you know, this whole Adventurers Guild thing, there's also one, you know, on another plane.
A what?
do you know the
Just
history of the
gonna-
Adventurers Guild? Out of curiosity,
Yeah, that.
Stutton Ardor.
Hmm.
That's all I
that
know.
makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Anyway,
You,
You sound like
it's possibly at some point you might find some unfamiliar faces with the badge. Just, you know. Anyway.
yeah.
Alright.
I guess I'll be going to strengthen those walls now. She looks at the others like, are you sure there's nothing else? Because she's not.
We're done. Let's say bye. And Luffy just starts walking out.
Oh, okay, bye.
Thank you for your time.
So you guys are back in the streets, and Bran, people are passing by and giving you in particular a weird look.
Bran just gives them a grin.
And when you do, they kind of hurry on.
Does it sparkle when he grins? Like,
Oh
Of
my
course it does.
What do you think Bran uses prestidigitation for? Duh.
Exactly.
Yeah, people are just kind of giving you, not like a wide berth, just like a sizing you up, sort of look. And kind of confused.
Bran starts looking at Bran like there's something she's missing.
Luffy also looks at Bran, and she looks at the people, and she's trying to see if people are giving her a weird look.
Bran just kind of like looks between Laffy
Luffy
and
looks at
Ren
Bran.
and like waggles his eyebrows at them.
Mist is like, it's probably because you're
Don't-
well dressed.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't.
Don't what?
Bran's
Don't
gonna
with the-
make an
Don't.
insight check
Okay.
to
On the
read
crowd?
what people are... no, yeah, to like read what people are looking at.
Okay.
In terms of Bran.
You got nothing.
Good job.
You've clearly got really nice eyebrows. People are jealous.
I mean, I do keep them groomed.
Yeah, so
I-
probably like, oh, look at those sideburns. They're too powerful. We can't walk too close.
Alright, so Mist, you go off to strengthen the wards, and that doesn't take terribly long. But while working your spells on them, you do feel that they are very strong already.
Yeah.
The bit Toril mentioned about things getting vaporized when they touch them temporarily makes you very happy that no one tried fucking with it
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
Ren is going to Ren is gonna watch.
Okay. So yeah, you follow Mist. Mist, you're heading over to the trees that Toril showed you way back
Yeah,
when.
but she's sneaking.
Oh, you're
Sneaking.
How long
sneaking.
is past that
Really?
trace? Yeah.
Past
yeah,
that trace is
She's
several.
sneaking.
It's like 8 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, but don't they have to be near? Doesn't she have to be near Laffy or?
I don't believe so.
Oh,
I think once it's cast on her, it's just on her.
Good.
Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, and it lasts for 1 hour. It only lasts for an hour.
Okay, well,
So,
it's not been an hour yet.
Good.
okay.
Ren
Okay.
Snoop.
That is her snooping power.
Alright, Mist,
Jesus.
you can make a perception check against that if you want.
Sure, but it's
Alright.
not gonna matter. I mean,
Alright, yeah.
she doesn't really care if Ren follows. So, but I mean, it's just like, what's going on? Yeah. Nope.
Oblivious. Not
Yeah,
even
she's-
oblivious, just physically incapable. Like, if
Luffy
you
has
were...
made Ren too
Ren-
powerful.
If there was a
Ren is
blade
just-
of grass, Ren would be somehow hiding behind it.
Ren is just operating on a completely different level.
A different plane. A
Oh
demi-plane.
God.
The stealth
She is-
plane.
The demi-plane of sneak.
Yeah. It's the place
She's
where
become one with the sneak.
it's ruled by the Sneak King.
I mean, honestly, she half figures
Sneeple.
that some of them might watch, but she doesn't really fucking care.
Alright. So yeah, Mist, you go and, again, you're going to those trees and, you meet Toril halfway along the way. He doesn't say much to you. He's leading you to those trees, just in case you forgot where they are.
Yep.
And you both spend about an hour total. Ren, at some point, Pass Without Trace wears off, but they're not paying any goddamn attention to you.
Yeah.
So about an hour and a half passes. You guys are working magic on them, and after every tree, the tree glows, and the barrier gets a little bit thicker. And by the end of it, it's faintly crackling. So you get the sense that it's no longer if you touch it, but now it's if you get too close to it, you just like it just
Hey.
cast a disintegration spell on you.
Holy
Oh,
shit. Yeah,
Ren-
Miss. Somewhere in there, Miss is like, I need to figure out how to make it this strong.
Yeah.
Ren, at some point, Ren like appears on a log nearby, just sitting and watching them.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow. It's like wow stealth. You literally just come out of nowhere, just
Yeah. Just
I feel like
There's-
Mist might just glance at Ren, but that's it. She doesn't really.
It's a typical
Like,
Tuesday.
Yeah.
there
It's
was-
fine.
she swears that there was no one on that log like 20 minutes ago, but here you are.
Alright, so with that all done, night is starting to fall.
Mm.
The town itself
yeah.
starts settling down. Seems there's kind of a curfew in effect.
Yeah, Mist would ask. She'd be like, "Is there some sort of particular danger that comes out at night now?"
Not particular, but not everyone can see in the dark terribly well. So
Fair.
Humans are at a disadvantage.
yeah,
And Ren, sidles up.
and a lot of the elves aren't really used to being vulnerable.
Amusing. Mist does not seem
He's
like
just-
she has.
Yeah,
anything.
amusing.
That must be putting everyone on edge.
Little bit. I can put you guys up in the scrawly for the night, but we can only afford one night with one room taken.
No.
Put it towards someone who needs it. We don't need it. We can sleep outside.
Yeah, we can rough
Yeah.
it.
I like seeing the stars personally.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Thank you, though.
Yeah. Good to see you back, I guess. If everything that you said is true, sounds like we're gonna need you. Don't know how or why, but
Oh, I'm sort of touched.
don't be. Or do. Actually, yeah, do. I don't have a reason why you shouldn't be.
Oh.
I mean, I
Well-
think that you're going to be a relatively big player in all of this too, Toril. You've been doing good work.
Great.
Look,
Hopefully, we won't be needed as much as expected.
let's
Hopefully, things will be fine.
Oh, when does that?
you
ever
know,
happen?
you
Yeah, Miss doesn't necessarily believe it, but it's a possibility.
Right. You need anything
So, I
from
know
me?
you-
Yeah.
no. Well, one, you should get some sleep, and two, don't you have like second commands?
Yeah, but you know how that goes.
No, we don't.
No,
They're all
No,
pretty much shit.
so appoint some people who aren't shit. You have an entire
Yeah.
goddamn town, city.
It's mostly
You have
refugees.
refugees.
Most of them can't fight.
You know,
Yeah.
hey, I know someone who I
Yeah.
should introduce you to.
Uh-huh.
Her name is Elame, and she's amazing.
Yeah. She was the short one in armor that came in earlier.
Oh, okay, yeah,
the battle axe.
she looks.
She seems like she's got quite a bit of personality there.
And the tall guy with the sword and the shield.
Vizio. I mean, the half-elves,
They
there's some
seem
racial
pretty-
tension there, but
Fuck the elves, quite frankly. They can get over it. I'll talk to them tomorrow.
nice.
Elame and Vizio, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go find them tomorrow. Thank you. Hopefully
You're welcome.
they'll be a help.
I'm sure
They
they
will be.
will.
I mean, they knew her in their childhood. I'm sure they're fine. Also, there was like a huge half orc. Does she fight?
Can Luffy remember her bomb fighting?
She can, but she probably shouldn't.
She's more a lover than a fighter. She's getting a little bit old now, but she's probably good at, like, looking over things, overseeing
Yeah,
things.
organizing shit. I mean, she's
She
been
watched
running
all of
guilds.
us kids for a long-ass time, so...
I'll talk to them all tomorrow.
Alright.
Thank you. Hopefully they'll be a help. Anything else? Anything at all?
Sleep.
We can just pass through this wall when we want to, right?
Oh, yeah, come in. And he motions to you, Mist. When you step forward, he grabs your hands, and his hands glow, and then your hands glow. And
Oh.
yeah, you're good now.
Oh. So
Oh.
this works for everyone, I'm guessing, right?
You should go first. It lets you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we have a way in and out. That works coming back in, right? We're not just gonna like touch it
Yeah,
and
no,
explode.
you're good until the hands get cut off. Then you know.
Yeah, I'll make sure to keep those.
Typically good life advice, but you know, just making sure.
What if only one of
Multiple
them
reasons
gets
for that.
You still like? Do you have to use your fingers?
No, you
No.
need both. You need both hands. It's.
I need both.
She was mostly talking to herself. She was trying to go like.
Yeah, Miss looks over to Ren. She's like, "We'd probably have bigger problems if I lost one of my hands." She says that like there's something there, but she's not, you know. Anyway, we should go rest probably.
Yeah, let's do
That
that.
sounds like
Yeah.
a good idea. It's been quite a day.
Pick out a spot of street corner that's clear.
So you guys wander off and you actually find like a little spot of greenery out like in the corner of the city, near the stable where you found that one woman, the desiccated corpse of the woman.
Oh, such fond memories we
And
have here.
you're able to settle down in a relatively quiet spot.
Ren like sits down and puts her arms behind her head and is like, I wonder what Krieg is doing right now.
Probably
I miss
fighting
Krieg
a
sometimes.
lot.
Somewhere hundreds of miles away, a half-orc just sneezed.
Huh. Yeah. So you guys settle down for the night. You can do
Mist-
anything else, or
Miss looks kind of
Luffy-
spacey still.
Luffy is like, what's Miss doing?
Oh, I mean, she wrote some stuff down, but she probably found a place a bit further away from everyone else to do her trancy thing, and she just kind of stays over there, and she probably like just. I'm not sure if they'd be able to tell. I don't know how dark this place even is, but that dark, inky energy would probably come up and swirl around her and almost like just fucking encase her. Like she's just fucking over there in like this weird sphere of darkness right now.
Lafia's gonna look to the others and she's gonna say, you know, you guys, I was going to ask you about the ethics of how we were complacent with the genocide of a bunch of people in Barovia, but Mist is doing something fucking weird.
You know, I think complacency is the wrong sort of word. It wasn't our fight in the first place. We just happened to get involved.
I mean, what could we have really done?
I mean, if you want to go back and try to convince Strahd not to kill all the werewolves, that's, he liked you.
You know, he didn't. But it's hard to focus with Miss being so strange.
Mist uses telepathy because she can probably hear them talking, like they're in the same room. And she's just like,
I'm getting the sense that she doesn't want to be bothered.
well, she says something to all of them, and she's like, I don't think we could have solved that problem, especially with our own plane being as it is, with everything we were dealing with the Lich doing what he did. We had to make sure that he didn't get more powerful.
That's true. That's fair. That is fair. Mist, are you okay?
Mist doesn't really say anything for a moment. She's like,
I think the inky black cloud cocoon would be an indication that she's far from okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was an awkward question. Miss, do you want to talk about it?
Should we be staging some sort of intervention?
No, please, no. The stuff kind of dissipates enough to where you can sort of see her a bit instead of just like, this black orb.
A orb, if you will.
Oh my god. Yes.
Excuse me, blorb.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes,
blorb. The
perfect.
blorb.
The
Yeah.
blorb. And she sort of half glances over her shoulder, like not entirely looking at anybody, but they have her attention anyway, and she's like, what? I'm fine, I suppose. I mean, I'm not fine, I guess, but it's rather selfish and it doesn't really matter.
Well,
At least
really,
not
it
for our
matters. It's
situation.
You're doing a thing.
Yeah, it matters to us.
It's not harmful to you. Don't worry about it.
That's not what I'm worried about. It's like throwing the covers over your head and cowering in the fetal position in the bed. That's what you're doing.
Fair. She kind of looks back at them and she's like, do I repulse you?
No.
Why?
Because every time that there's something that's really connected to me, that's closer to what I am than anything else, and I'm interacting with it, I get inklings of what I truly am. The rest of you seem really disgusted.
I
You
only
make
seem
your
disgusted by your
You tell me to
tentacles.
stop. You tell me it's not important. I mean, I know the nature of it is rather probably repulsive in a way. I understand that much. It's just every time I seem to get close, I always get pulled away.
Well, I mean, it depends, because when you pull out your big old tentacles onto battlefields, that's kind of inconvenient for hitting.
Is it?
I like hitting.
Has it
Yes.
done us wrong yet?
It kind of wailed on my home.
True, but I was upset and I apologize for that.
That's okay. Mostly, Miss, Alright, here's where I am coming with it, right? Like, I don't use my necromancy a lot in front of other people, and it is very important to me, and it is an integral fact of a facet of who I am, and it's gross, and I realize that because sometimes people are walking around with their. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, I don't mind most of what you do, but I'm worried about how other people are going to react to it. The companies that we keep and whatnot. Not because I necessarily care about their opinions, but people. I especially. I hate to pull this card. Know how people react to things that are different.
So do I.
I mean, I'm from Sigil. I've seen much weirder stuff than you. Nothing you do
Honestly,
bothers
though,
me.
Here's the thing. It's not so much the magic, it's that I am part of the magic. It is that I might very well be more like those things than what you see right now. Are you willing to accept that? Or does that bother you? Because it seems like it might be quite a bother.
And Ren has been silent for like she's been listening to the exchange and not really contributing anything, but she looks like thoughtful, and at the same time she's holding her tongue.
Yeah.
And eventually she says, you know, it's less that you use the magic and that you feel a connection to it, and more that you don't seem to really think on what that connection might mean. You don't know anything about it.
You think I know nothing about it?
It certainly doesn't seem that way.
We only know what you share with us.
And
you can't expect us to understand when you don't tell us what it is.
And the last time you interacted with those tentacles, you very nearly threw yourself into them.
That's what
at
you
great
thought.
personal risk.
That's what you thought I was going to do.
Well, it certainly seemed like that's what you were going to do.
We can only know what you tell us, miss.
Luffy, you know, when just not that long ago, when you were pulling away at me to go through the portal because you saw someone who was incredibly important to you through there.
Yes.
That's kind of like how it is with me whenever I see that symbol, whenever I see whatever it is that it manifests as. I want to get there, but I never can. At least not yet. Not really.
So do you think that you will be getting there soon?
Probably not. Not with how things are going.
I mean, do
But
you want to be getting there?
Of course I want to be getting there. I've wanted to be getting there since before I knew any of you.
Alright, well, have you any ideas?
Yeah, actually. You know the place? The library in Sigil. With the symbol on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And what the Master of Planes said about if I talk to those people, they'll set me on that path. But it's not important right now. We have other things to deal with.
I'm just...
There's no real answer for it. It'll happen eventually.
I mean, I'm also not... Okay, how do I put this, right? So, I like you, right? Don't take that the wrong way. And you're great, and you're really smart, and you do good magic. And I don't know what is going to be happening to you once you reconnect with whatever this is. And do you know what's going to be happening with you once you reconnect with whatever this is?
No, but that's its nature.
And I don't even, we don't know how whatever that is going to be reacting to us, because that one time it did a whole bunch of bad. And while I'm willing to reconcile the fact that forces
That
are
one time,
as
I made a
Yeah.
mistake. I
Well-
made a mistake there. I shouldn't. It didn't like it.
Was
It
it-
didn't like it at all.
was it the intent of the power, or I'm willing to. Here's the thing. I don't know whether this is a power or if it is an autonomous being. And if it is an autonomous being, I don't necessarily know how it feels about the rest of us. What if it just takes you and leaves?
You know, here's the thing, right? It seems like we are often on the same page. What pleases it pleases me, and likewise. So, I mean, I like all of you. As I told you, you're the most important people to me. It essentially led me to you. So I don't know why it would have a problem with you unless you tried to do something that, I don't know, would... You know, I don't even think you can. I don't even think you can hinder it, really. It's kind of everywhere.
I mean, we're
A little unsettling, actually.
yeah.
I know.
We're very, very clearly dealing with a cosmic force beyond our means, and not to be a complete asshole here, but I don't want my friend swept up away into some giant power gone forever.
I don't think it works like that. It's sort of necessary for sentience to exist at all, so we're kind of stuck with it.
No, I mean, like, it just, you're gone. Like, what if it's just like, all right, and it takes you to wherever it is, and so we never see you again?
I don't know. Miss
I mean,
looks like she doesn't really know how to react to that, because part of her wouldn't have a problem with being swept up by it, but she also doesn't think that, you know, she would never see them again either. So she's just like,
I
I don't
suppose
know.
my issue is that if it turns out that you're merely a fraction of whatever this creature is, then it could just devour your sentience.
It
yeah.
wouldn't. Sentience pleases it. I like sentience. It's rather interesting.
Well, I'm just
Well-
thinking, like, there's a collective of souls that are just kind of around
True.
the plane, right? And what if it's like that, where we just have to kind of grab you out of a giant writhing mass of sentience to talk to you whenever we want? There's a lot of cosmic horror happening here, and I'm uncomfortable with it because I don't want to lose my friend.
You know, I don't want to lose you either, but I don't
And
know.
this is clearly important to you, and I am willing to help you with the library once we get back to the plains, since we're going back. But I don't, you know.
I understand that you're reticent about it. It makes perfect sense, really, for all numbers of reasons. But I'm probably going to do it anyway.
I mean, you're my friend, and I'll support you through that. I will. You can
I
make
will
that
do
choice.
whatever I can to make sure that I'm not, I don't know, swept away into oblivion or something, or that I never see you again, or that you are harmed.
I just want you to
it.
be careful, because you have to think too, we're dealing with creatures that are constantly trying to get more power, and if they notice that you are potentially a source of great power, much like what I believe your family had done, they might try to take you and do something terrible to you, and I just feel like you need to be a little bit more withdrawn. Maybe don't show the tentacles on your arm when we're walking around, you know? Just keep those hidden, not because I don't like them, but because I'm worried some fucking weirdo is going to look at you and be like, oh, I want to get in on that power, and then just sweep you away.
You know, maybe. But the thing is, very few people seem to know what it is, and that's the very nature of it. They don't know. They can't know.
Well, there's only one person who needs to have any inkling, and that's the Lich.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
You could
sure. No, I'm pretty sure if he was working with the Botti's family, he already fucking knows. At least to some degree.
You're right.
Probably not much, because I don't think they knew much, but knows there's something there. I mean, I was the one that opened the portal. He was the one saying something about me being the gateway. He knew what they knew. They were working with him.
I don't know. I'm just worried. I'm worried about a lot of things. I don't want anyone to get in any more danger than they have to be. We can be our own worst enemies, and that's fine. But I don't want any more.
Alright, well, just heads up. This is what I'm going to do anyway.
I know.
You don't have to go with me if you don't want to. I
No,
personally
I'm going to
understand.
go with you.
Ren has a sort of unreadable look on her face, but she doesn't make any more comments.
Yeah, Bran's just kind of been mostly keeping to himself and just letting the conversation kind of go.
All right.
Don't worry. Just don't worry.
I always worry. That's what
Worry
I
as much as you usually do then, but you know,
Okay.
don't worry about this.
Yeah, Ren kind of like lays down with her back to the group and just sort of pretends to sleep.
Yeah, Miss stays where she is.
Buffy circles the area like several times.
Ren, when you face away from the group, Finley just picks you up and flips you over and just... No.
What?
Stop brooding. And just walks away.
Bran sees this, laughs, and then goes to like set up his own bedroll.
Ren like sits up with her arms and legs crossed, staring at Finley like, hey, wait a minute, where are you going?
As Luffy walks around in circles, she shouts to Ren, "You look like a baby!"
And then Ren like picks up a clump of like dirt and grass and throws it at Laffy and retorts, "You are a baby! Look at how small you are!"
You... Luffy comes over and she just rubs her dirt face on Ren.
Finley has gone to sit by Mist.
Yeah, Miss just looks over at Finley, kind of like, you know, she wasn't expecting that, but just like, hey, you know, sure.
Finley just kind of shrugs.
And yeah, I guess they're settling
All right.
down.
Everyone does their Betty by time stuff.
Luffy
Yeah.
sets up her sleep area so that she can specifically watch over all of them.
So she
Got
finds like a
it.
hay pile that's slightly above everybody else.
Ren
Yeah.
actually gets up at some point and goes for a walk.
Okay. Well,
Finley's internally like, damn it.
yeah. Finley's like, "Fuck." She doesn't get up though. And that's where we're gonna end for the night.
Sorry for that.
What are you
It's
sorry
okay.
for? It was roleplay. It was good shit. It
Mhm.
was some good shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like a solid 3/4 of what this game's about for us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week's stream between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. We'll start. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, sometime.
I
Yeah.
guess we should probably change
Sometime.
the time on the
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, ideally,
since
we start
consistently-
between 7 and 8.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll do our best.
See you guys next
Yeah.
week.
Good night, stream.
Bye.
Good night.